We got an
Yeah,
audience.
more people than I expected.
we got a packed house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I get to defend my bad takes in front of a bunch of people. Awesome.
Okay, you get to listen to us defend our bad takes first.
They can't tell us otherwise.
True.
Alright, where is... It should be this one. Hopefully. Theoretically, it should be that one.
So let's say hypothetically.
Ooh.
Maybe like, yeah, I was gonna say full screen it. Whoa.
Can y'all see it?
You asked them like they can. Okay.
Well, I'm wondering.
I know. I'm just.
I can see it.
I'm also
So
asking y'all.
that's- I'm gonna assume that they can see it as well.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, BPL, to PRs. This season,
Hi.
oh, I am joined by Chungus,
Hello.
Kron,
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy.
and Hayes.
What's up, y'all?
This
You
season,
guys are ready for YouTube.
yeah, this season we decided to have 3 people per division rather than, I think last season we had 4 or 5 sometimes. So Kron won't be doing D1, Chungus won't be doing D2, Hayes won't be doing D3, and I won't be doing D4. But we're allowed to chime in on the teams if we have any comments about them. So I think we should just go ahead and get started with Mind Blown Division. And this I found gifts this time, and this is beautiful.
Oh yes.
Mind Blown Blacephalon. I'm so glad Lilza got this up to
Yippee.
kill later.
Yo, we got those premium moving JPEGs. Love to see it.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Sure.
We're gonna start with 16th in Mind Blown Division, which is Nashoba's team, which is Rillaboom, Slowking Galar, Raikou, Aegislash, Obstagoon, Dawnfan, Rabombi, Salamence, Volcanion, Mega Abomasnow. Oh boy.
Okay, before we get into things, at least when I was doing D1, I started off rankings and I ranked I was working on like 6 or 7 teams, and I was like, this is a lot worse than I thought it would be because everything is pretty solid. Like there's nothing that's like atrocious, so it's gonna be a lot harder to rank than I thought. So I do honestly think that like all the teams, this one could do great work, and I was struggling to find low points, but there are those low points. I think it might have more than some others. The ones that immediately stick out. First of all, this type of team, Volcanion is not an ideal bulky water in my opinion, mostly because its particular status is one that's weak to ground, and also the way ice types affect this team just isn't great. I know Volcanion's better into ice than many bulky waters, but the lack of recovery, the lack of I'm not counting Salamence. The lack of common wish also hurts it.
Yeah.
Yo, Rabombi got that wish, though. What do you mean?
Rabombi does not have
That's
Wish.
like
what do you
base
mean?
20.
Wish Salamence is not.
Wish
an
Salamence.
unset.
I'm not saying
Wish
it's unset.
Salamence
I
is
would
an
never-
interesting
I would
set.
never say it's an unset. But
Yeah.
reliable? No.
No.
I will always say there has to be a 16th
Yeah, it
when
does.
you're doing what?
Endless. I've used Wish Rabombi before. Wait, no, we
Rabombi.
had this exact discussion. and
Wish-
I fucking Mandela affected myself into thinking Wish Rabombi is a thing multiple
The
times.
program
Oh,
says
okay.
it doesn't have a wish. I'm pretty
It
sure.
program doesn't say says it doesn't have Wish.
Great.
That's
I
Great.
don't know why I have this like core belief that it gets Wish.
Rabombi
It
doesn't
should.
run HP, and it has 60 HP anyway.
Whatever.
Um,
Moving on.
so for me, I just this is one of the very few teams where I was just like, what happened? For me, everything after Aegislash is kind of just bad. I don't understand why you grabbed Obstagoon, especially that early. Unless it was just a trade. I feel like a bulkier Dark would have worked. I'm fine with Dawnfan and Rabombi. Salamence is fine. I also don't really agree with Volcanion. I also don't agree with Mega Abomasnow in any way or form. I
Yeah,
understand.
I just think it's a bad Pokemon in
It
general.
really is, especially since its ability is just gonna hinder you a little bit. It's gonna, just do some chip. I feel like you could have either went Megaless or just maybe even a funnier Mega, like Mega Camerupt. I mean,
I will say Obstagoon is relatively bulky for a dark.
I
is.
see,
It's a
Dark.
pivot.
Sure.
I think it's
Sure.
Goon is fine.
I'll
I
defend
think
Obstagoon
Goon
with
is
the idea.
fine. I think Obstagoon's a great breaker for this team. My only gripe is I wish it had more pivots than Rillaboom Raikou.
Yep.
And I guess
mean,
Rabambi.
Goon.
I think it's fine. I just don't see a ton of opportunities like where Goon gets to do what it does best and just breaking holes.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep us all day, but I did want to real quick mention two other really big things that I noticed when I was looking at this team. First of all, if you look down that roster, ignoring Obama Snow, which I'm not gonna call it unmon since it's not, but like look for the knock switch-ins. There's just nothing that likes being knocked.
Oh no.
The resists hate losing their items. And in fact, I pretty much this entire team hates losing its items, honestly.
Yep.
I mean, Goon doesn't mind after Flame Orb's activated.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
after it's activated, but that's
After
not
it's
a switch
activated, yeah.
It's
And it's also not always running Flame Orb.
I know
It
it
could
loves being
run
that.
run
I'm saying
yeah, it could
assuming
run like choice
I
items,
mean,
scarves,
yeah.
alright,
most of the
stuff like
hazards.
that.
Yeah. One
Don't
hazard
rock
setter.
is ideal.
Oh god, the hazards.
It's not the worst thing ever. Webs are nice. Donphan's a super reliable rocker, but
Oh shit, there's one rocker here.
Yeah, there's a Donphan.
Donphan ain't coming every day, especially when so many other lower tiers have so much weight on their shoulders. I think having so much weight being put on stuff like Salamence and Volcanion really means that when you want to bring those mons, and then you want to bring your top tiers, then it means it's a lot harder to bring Donphan, and thus it's a lot harder to bring hazards.
And yeah, with the hazards thing, a lot of these mons really appreciate rocks being up and take like mons that will take that chip. But with the one rocker that's not always coming, it can't always get that. So maybe stuff like Rillaboom or Salamence or Aegislash can miss out on those Okos with rocks being up.
Cool.
All we got.
Moving on.
Move on to
There's
15th.
nice stuff. I'm just not going to say it.
Yeah. Move on to
Section here, right?
15th. Jolty.
Yippee.
Wait, this is 50. Wow.
This is 15th. Yeah, I think
I mean,
we all
yeah,
rank this
all of these
low.
teams are extremely close, in my opinion.
I would
These,
say probably the same.
like, I don't even think this team
Yeah.
is bad.
No, it's definitely not bad.
It has Corv on it, so it's bad.
True.
I think this
Back to the
team,
century.
honestly, I think this team has, like, really amazing things going for it. I don't like Sandslash at all on this team, or, like, in general.
I don't either.
But, like, the
But it's
biggest
there.
The biggest thing I had a problem with was there's no ghost spam answer at all. Like, you have Hoopa Unbound.
Yeah.
You have Hoopa Unbound, which is, like, fine and all. But you have, like, no normal type to back that up. You have
Not
no...
a good solo dark at all.
Not a
Yeah,
good
Sand
solo
Slash
dark.
could have easily been swapped out for a normal. That could at least help that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have plenty of rockers and Corv, which is basically the removal bot. So I don't know why. Well, I guess
Yeah.
spikes are pretty good, but like still.
A Gengar is gonna rock this team's world.
I mean, as much as I fucking like hate this Pokemon with a passion, I feel even Komala would be better here than
Yeah!
Sandslash.
Yeah.
This is like the one roster on Earth that Spectrier can actually have a completely free matchup versus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
One in a million opportunity here. If anyone actually drafted Spectrier, I cannot
I'm
remember.
pretty sure someone drafted
Yeah,
Spectre.
Axel did because he sniped it from me.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
This team also, like, has one defogger and one spinner, and that one spinner's name is Sandslash, so you
Corv is
basically...
going to be pressured so
Exactly.
much. Defog. And with the mod that already, as is, has 4 move slot syndrome a lot of the time, that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck.
I like the Garchomp Corv Sylveon in the end, but, like, again, as you say,
Yeah.
Corv's gonna be super pressured on this team.
Haha, pressure.
I like that you grabbed a secondary, steal, rather than just going straight Cobalion as your steal. Cobalion's not a good mono steal.
Oh no, never.
And
This is a bit of a
then,
very specific. Sorry, go on.
oh, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say this is a bit of an uber specific comment, but I feel like this team is kind of taunt bait. At least with Corv, Sylve, Mega V
Yep.
right in a row, I see that and I'm immediately thinking, okay,
That's not even Ubers. That's just it's passive.
That's just
That's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Fast taunters are gonna destroy this. And then the last thing I have to say is like the 102 to 80 drop is kind of just really suspicious in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I'm just looking at. I just remembered something like Nido King
Oh,
exists.
yeah.
Yeah,
A-
Nido
A
King.
well-played Nido King, especially if they can get up webs, would be like.
Nido King Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy.
Enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anything else y'all have to say?
Cool.
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
I'm
So
pretty.
we move on to 14. Lolzy!
Oh yeah.
Was he 14? Wow.
This team's not bad. Like,
It's not bad. I think
No.
it just fell off heavy after Lele.
I think you mean it's got thwacky. What do you mean?
it's got wacky, yeah.
Donkey's fucking
Um,
good.
why-
Yeah, sure.
Why is there a torque hole on my screen? That's like the
I
first
don't
thing I
know,
question.
I don't know. It exists.
Okay, I will say, Torkoal. I kind of get it because the team struggles to break steals, and so if you think about it, a sun boosted
Yeah.
fire blast from Pult will like let it
No,
break through stuff that it could normally
If
otherwise.
you
True.
look at it,
That's true.
it's that that philosophy isn't it isn't ideal because you add Torkoal for steals, which they admittedly kind of struggle with. But I think they struggle even more with bulky waters, and then you slap a thwacky on it, and it's thwacky. It's a good mon, but like it's thwacky. I
Yeah.
will say I feel like this team supports Mega Blastoise in particular superbly well.
Yep.
Which I give it a lot of props for. It's a cool mon, but then again, it also is putting a lot of work on Mega Blastoise's back, which never ideal when it's Mega Blastoise. I think one of the big things that stood out to me when I was first looking at this team is that it folds to basically any strong fighting. Halucha,
Yeah.
having Halucha and Torkoal be some of your better fighting answers is not the greatest
Not good.
thing in the world. Not great.
Just bring weakest
Offense-
policy Rhyperior. What do you mean?
Offense is obviously superb. I will mention. I feel like we've been very negative so far. Halucha, Dragapult, Melmetal, Lele,
Yep.
Rhyperior, Toys. That is a little bit bonkers.
That is
But
amazing.
for a team that's as offensive as it is, it doesn't feel like it very much commits to hyper offense, with it being on the slow side, and with a lot of the fatter mons that got drafted.
I agree with that. I also think that 118 to 95 drop is just completely unacceptable as well.
It's fine.
Like, I don't know. I feel like,
I'm
something...
not a fan of it,
Oh,
but
it's Raikou.
it could be worse.
Raikou. Yeah.
Latios and Latios.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, those can just run modest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe they can.
I
Good.
mean,
Set up the sun to boost those mystical fires into Melmetal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the speed.
As
As if
really,
Torkoal's getting
like,
brought, don't worry about it. But
I don't think they're nearly as bad as some other team speed tiers, but
no, not really.
also, Lucha is fake speed. It's never running max speed.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
Fact of the century.
Oh shit, yeah, that's literally what Minnie just said.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
Memos called him Mick.
What I don't know what Minnie said, but I agree with y'all for sure.
Oh wait, Mick is also saying things. Shit, I can't read.
I'm also going
It's
to
fine,
levy
it's
the
fine.
perhaps
Whatever,
the
they both
cheapest.
said it.
I have the cheapest insult that there is,
Oh, boy.
which is that the team slightly struggles a little bit. Not really, but it struggles just the tiniest bit with stuff like I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, the Trad 3 ices, the good old Weavile, Mamo, Kirim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really do mess with this
Ooh.
team, especially the physical ones. Kirim, they have options, but I don't know.
Weevil, Weevil really kind of struggles to get through both Memo and Ripe. Like, sure, you have low kick, but
Yeah, it gets low
it's
kick, but like
it's living.
you're
those.
gonna need to chip down those two.
Yeah.
And Mega Blastoise, yeah.
Which I don't
Weevil's not
think
gonna
it.
do that.
I definitely don't think is impossible, especially if one of those is needed to check something else you have.
Also, like
So-
80% of teams lose to Mamo in prep. Like,
Well, yeah,
I don't think losing to
Yeah, I
Mamo's
know
that
that's why I
big a
said
deal.
it's a cheap argument. Those mons are.
Yeah.
But I will mention in defense of what I said. That is assuming there are some hazards up, and when you're, I love Mega Blastoise, love them to death. But Torkoal not coming very often, I hope, and Halucha is not a
The Fog
defogger.
Halucha is
So it's
never
basically
coming.
it's
No
basically
shot.
spin toys every week.
Yeah.
It's not very nice to the toys. Toys wants to do a lot more than spin.
Spin Torkoal? What do you mean?
Again,
I hope Torko's not coming every week.
Hey, you got this, Lilsy. I believe in you.
I believe in you, Losey. We do.
If Torko is
I
in our logo
believe
next
this
season,
team
I'll be a
is
little
going to
sad.
be anchored on something like Blissey Teleport, or yeah, just pretty much just Blissey Teleport. I think that's going to be the main kind of source of pressure that this team provides in a sense.
Yep.
Lucy is pulling a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
We good?
Yeah.
Sure.
On to 13th, which is Axel Raid. I had this guy much higher than y'all did. I think I had it at 9.
I mean, I think it's all right for sure. It's just like
I
checked my notes for Axel Raid, and it's literally one word: ghosts.
yeah, Ghost. That's like one of the things I'm like, oh wow, Ghost type.
oh yeah,
Destroy
Mega
this
Absol,
thing.
That's not a ghost resist.
Imagine Mega Absol being
Oh,
your
God.
Ghost resist. This is hyper
I mean,
offense.
I
if
guess
I
you drafted Spectre, so you can't lose
Spec
to
has to
that.
answer the. I mean, Spec and Absol exists.
at least you have the best Ghost, or like the
Like this
Ghost
team
that does
gets
the most
shafted by
damage.
Gengar.
Exactly.
Gengar.
This is hyper offense if I've ever seen it.
I mean, tie for iPhones with round 1 Gliscor and round 2 Heatran.
True.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could call this hyper offense, honestly.
It's like the physical offense is so like your phys offense mons are shut down by such like specific. They all have counters essentially. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
it's so hard to work
Yeah.
around their counters. Like
And they don't even necessarily, beat each other's counters superbly well.
and also
Mhm.
Mega Absol is an unmon. I'll say it on record.
Tapu
I
Bulu is
don't know
also
about
an
I've seen Mega
unmon.
Absol do some decent work, but
I have two.
I don't know if I agree with
but
it on this
on
team.
this team, I'm not huge on it.
There's also a Tapu Bulu on this team. I want to point out.
Eh,
hey,
Bulu's-
give some respect to Bulu.
fine.
Bulu's fine, yeah.
Bulu's
I
great when you
feel
have a
like
Gliscor, but
Bulu is
Yeah, true.
awful when you have a Gliscor. I don't know. I kind of just don't.
Hear me out on the Bulu Gliscor thing.
Oh boy.
Gliscor is usually out for like a shit ton of turns at a time. Grassy terrain will likely expire before it stops roost spamming and actually starts earthquaking.
That's true.
That is very
yeah,
true.
Gliscor
point.
clicks its stabs once a match, but if it needs to.
Yeah, it's spamming roost, toxic, U-turn, defog, stealth rocks, taunt, protect, whatever. Like it's not. I gotta come in and earthquake right now. Like
Imagine not going earthquaking.
I see you, Minnie, but I also see the solution of telepathy Bulu. Right? There you
Oh.
go.
but then why are you running Bulu?
I know.
Yeah, why are you bringing Bulu?
Yeah. If you're not clicking the grassy terrain based blood hammers, what is he doing?
Normally, by the way, I'd like to mention. Normally, I would put respect on Arbok because in some like two
Look.
circumstances, it's decent. But on a team where you have Heatran, which is like peak fairy counter,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's something better you could have done with those points. It's not like it has.
It definitely is. But
It doesn't
Arbok's
have.
funny.
It doesn't have
It's
hazards.
alright.
It doesn't have any like.
Yeah,
no,
you
well,
could
it
have
has
gotten
glare, I guess,
spikes,
but-
which I think would have at least helped this team.
There are plenty of cute little low tiers that can come to like one matchup or like throw something on the board like spikes or T spikes or even spin.
I think spikes or T spikes will definitely been valuable,
the way, for,
especially
like,
with
the
things
15th
like Necrozma, although it helps all those sets especially.
Yo,
For the-
wait, I just kind of thought about like the only thing that really hurts, like you have one dark killer essentially,
Yeah.
and like Necro loves dark killers, so it can do its setup bullshit. Like regardless, storm power or not. I'm just
And
saying,
it's
like,
Shifu Rapid, which struggles a lot.
like
I'd also like
dark,
to.
It is
dark
true,
plus
yeah.
packs. Like, yeah, what are you doing?
I'd also like to mention for the manyth team in a row, look at the removal, man. It's just not like
It
again.
ain't
There's a
it.
reliable remover there. It's just that you don't. Gliscor has 4 move Cinder, at least in my experience. Has 4
Oh
moves.
yeah, I agree with that.
And
He
so
got
making
the
it one
magic
default a lot.
bounce.
He got the magic bounce.
Do
Of course.
he do have that magic? He do have that magic bounce.
Mega Absol didn't die from any stab earthquake. I'd be shaking in my boots.
But the terrain.
But yeah, the terrain.
God.
That high horsepower, that 5 base power is actually gonna wreck Absol.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the base power; it's the accuracy, bro.
If Rules is on
Alright.
Great Putter
Alright.
anyway, who cares?
Y'all ready to
We
move
good?
on to 12?
Yeah.
12th
Good.
is Gay
I
Skeletor.
said I like Arbok for the record, chat. I do like Arbok. I just don't like it on the team.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Right?
Sand.
Sand.
Toaster. Toaster and Tentacruel. Based.
Yo,
This man has
this is
like
a
two of my
base,
favorite
this is a
mods.
base team.
Why is this 12th? And Mr. Fish? Yeah, this should be
Yeah,
number one.
Tron team?
12th just
Question
goes
mark?
to show. 12th just goes to show that D1 has some very strong draft.
D1 has amazingly strong draft. Let me find some things to nitpick. 130 to 109 is something I can nitpick.
No,
Eh,
Greninja.
I
Like,
would
oh,
agree.
no.
Greninja!
There's not that many mons. There's not that
There's
many
not
like,
many.
actual
Hey!
decent mons in that range.
yeah.
My
Oh
dog's
no,
going crazy.
Montesuelo. What am I gonna
Yeah,
do?
exactly.
I
So
mean, unironically, Montesuelo. Kind of. But,
so Kartana is like acting as a steal here because I'm sorry, Magnemite is not a steal.
Yes.
As well as acting as a grass because you have no grass.
It's
And
a vine grass.
I'm sorry, Kartana's neither of these types.
It is a grass. It has
Ah.
like it has Pharaoh level physical bulk, dude.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
Anyway, I would
does.
personally argue.
It does.
It's not
yeah, I
even the
guess.
typing checkboxes. It's like how the team actually functions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good hazards. I mean, I like the
Good
hazards. I
hazards,
like
yeah.
the clearance a lot.
Yeah, hazard
Um,
clearance good.
I mean, tiers are good. I think the weather thing that's good is like he has speed tiers outside of weather, which I think some of the lower div teams don't have.
Yep.
And I like that. I like his like I already said clearance. I said hazards. Speed tier, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I
Only
also
thing I want is I want more special offense here. That's my only thing.
I can agree with that.
Yes.
I honestly think Kartana is pretty
Okay, shut
solid
up, Endless.
here.
Tentacruel is fine.
Kartana, I think, is really good here, especially I think this team struggles a lot with fat waters, and especially with the Sand Dracovish there. I think that helps tremendously for this team.
I would like to put a little bit of love on the fact that it's a sand team, and then they drafted some of the fat mons in the draft are like Clef and Mandy, which are immune to sand. I'll appreciate that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
good stuff.
Hey, Endless. My first two off-season chips here had Tentacruel on them. It's not just copium, bestie.
Oh, y'all ready to move on to 11th?
Say nothing but nice things.
I
and
think
move on.
so.
I didn't say anything about Gen 8 Tentacruel. No, I mean, okay, it was Gen 8 low tier, one of them, and then it was Gen 6. But again, not the point. Moving
Yeah.
on.
All right. 11th, Will.
I like this team.
I like this
I
team
think this
too.
team was fine. Yeah.
You know,
Did I write right?
I like how many
Wait.
defoggers there are.
Oh, this team has Umbreon on. Oh wait, no, he got rid of Umbreon. Okay,
He
good.
did get
So
rid
this
of
team's
Umbreon.
better.
That's
I really like Silvally here. I feel like it can run basically anything. It can kind of feels like it could be forced into Fairy some weeks. But other than that, I don't really have a complaint. Hey, dog's going crazy. Don't really have a complaint about that. Overall, just a pretty good team. I think physical pressure could have been a little bit better.
yeah.
I mean,
I think
you got okay. Mienshao
Mienshao-
is
You got me and Shaw
Nice.
Mega Mall, but like,
nice
yeah,
shot
I was
from
gonna say,
Amadios.
Mienshao Mega Ma. That is
that
literally.
is a great question. Why did Mienshao go so late here?
good. Yeah.
Because it had Urshifu, otherwise I would have grabbed it like way earlier. I love that.
Oh
thing.
yeah, but
So-
otherwise the rest of you are slacking. Yenshao is
Yeah.
a very good fighting type.
It is. And Dunsparce is just
Especially
based.
here. I think it's crazy.
Yeah, Mancho.
Yeah,
I'll be
no,
honest, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I rented this, but I'm trying to remember. Think of something. Grasping at a few little ace straws here. But I would like to say that a good fighting type with coverage could definitely be a problem for the team. Lottie can revenge it, obviously. Talonflame is there, but missions aren't necessarily ideal with effectively, and Talonflame folding like a chair to anything with a decent attack stat.
true.
Yep.
And of course, fighting switch in if you bring Umbreon ever, because that is an unmon. No, it's not. I just hate Umbreon. But
No, it's an Umbreon. You're right the first time.
Yeah,
You're right.
I've never looked at an Umbreon.
But he
and
has,
been
I think it's
scared.
He
That's a
got
good play, though.
Goltras now, and was it Sarina?
Oh, damn. That's actually
What else did he
important.
get?
That's going up like all
Yeah.
the points.
Hey, I don't know how y'all put this 11th TBH, but
You're gonna draw 100.
I
It,
don't know.
hey!
I think this is a very good team.
I mean, there's even a Dunsparce. What did you say?
Exactly. What else could you ask for? Alright, we're ready to move on to 10th. I'm gonna take y'all
I'm glad we got
Yeah,
the
yes.
chat very active. Seeing a lot of positive feedback. which I
yo,
appreciate.
pogging off in the chat.
Alright,
Or shit, it's fun.
Alright, move on to 10th. The life score guy. I ranked this guy really.
I think this is the one. This is the one that I ranked super low, and so did Hayes, and you ranked really high.
Yeah!
I don't know why'd you rank this so high?
Why'd y'all rank this so fucking low? I hear. Hey!
I really don't like this team.
I love this team.
Okay, first I'm
Dog.
just gonna the three that really stood out to me when I was first looking at this team. The fact that there are 3 separate types that go absolutely bonkers versus this team, and I personally don't think it's all that debatable. Ground, Ghost, and Ice are all absolutely insane into this roster.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
is that? I don't
shit.
think that's really debatable at all. Like, look at
No,
the
it's
fucking
not.
mons, and those are 3 common offensive types.
Look,
Right?
even like, oh, I don't know where to start. Like, it's like okay, here's the fucking thing. When you do the PRs and you try not to take the coach themselves into consideration, GG's gonna do fucking fine with this. It doesn't matter.
I'm not
He's
saying
Yeah.
anything
organized.
bad about GG.
It
of course.
doesn't matter. It's
I
it's not
mean-
a good team, and he's probably gonna go.
I know that's not a knock
He's
against
probably
y'all. I'm
gonna
just saying
make playoffs. Like,
it's an observation that like
yeah.
I don't know, dude.
And I
No,
think
Jake,
it's funny because
yeah.
there's potential because like stuff like Ferrothorn and Conkeldurr I like as niche checks to
Yeah.
a lot of mons that may threaten this team, but then it partially gets fucked over by the fact that there's no wish whatsoever for so fat a team. So then those 2 mons which
Mhm.
don't really get reliable recovery otherwise, it's had a fucking Drain Punch and Leech Seed, or
And
it's
then
gonna
something
struggle.
like Toxapex is gonna be forced into recover turns sometimes if it doesn't want to switch out. I guess I could just regen off. That's not. That doesn't matter too much, but
I just wish there was more speed at least. That's my
yeah,
thing. Like
That's the thing, it's
this-
not committing. It's a non-committal team.
the best speed on this team being Whimsicott is so funny.
Well, look, I can understand y'all's complaints. Maybe I let my love for Mew and Mew-centric teams get the best of me.
But
Probably.
That's what literally the first thing I saw when I started ranking this team is that it's a team with Mew, and I love Mew, but it's a team that doesn't support Mew.
What do
because
you
it can't answer
mean?
Darks. It can't answer Darks or Ghosts, which is like the one thing you need to support Mew.
Conk helps a little bit,
Okay,
but
so I
it
forgot
doesn't
Conk exists.
actively. It doesn't actively answer them because it can never really outspeed them.
Look, I may be willing to assume I was wrong on this one because I did this one at 5 a.m. in the morning. But,
That explains a lot.
like,
Damn. Okay.
after like, 20 hours or so of being awake.
Yeah.
So, I like this team. I don't think it's 15th like y'all said, but it's definitely not second where I put it.
I'm curious
mean,
how
Or
it's
third.
above Will.
There's a Mew and a Kyurem.
I
Maybe
am
it'll.
too. It's fine.
Look, we'll be fine.
It's
I'm not pulling up the doc to loudly out people for where they put things.
We'll
I'll
just-
probably get shafted by that if I play that game.
We'll just get griped at. That's fine. All right, let's move on to 9th, which is the Rage 77.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a pretty big fan of this team. I'm gonna be real.
I-
like this
He's
a lot.
rad as hell. I liked it better with
Yeah.
Drapion, but like it's still pretty rad.
I
All right.
honestly liked it better with Mamoswine, but I think Nidoking is fine here a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did have like one big question. Why was there a Zero Aura that went like turn 5?
Why was there a Lando T that went fourth?
Okay, I can
Use the
explain.
same logic.
Oh,
with that.
true.
Listen, I might have like helped talk him into Zera because
Oh.
the other option was Urshifu. But
That's
he also
wrong.
wanted to try it. He also wanted to try it.
That's
in
what he
Gen
said
8.
too. I think
Yeah.
I think his exact words. I talked to him also. Was I have Urshifu in like I think he said at least a couple leagues. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly right, but
I mean, I can
Because-
understand
And I
that, I
If you
agree.
guess.
want to complain about that though, then you just look at it and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
somehow team turned out fine. Somehow they got whatever. I'm assuming that was from trades. I certainly hope it was from trades. Super late Nidoking. That was from trades, right?
yeah, that
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
that was
Nido
okay.
King didn't even go originally.
Really?
Are you
Yeah.
That's
serious?
even worse. Wait, never mind. I
That's
lied. I take it
terrible.
back.
What the
That's
And I
worse.
dropped it.
I'm pretty sure. Oh
Oh,
wait.
you dropped
Okay,
it.
I thought I know there's a
Okay,
I know there's a
okay.
division other than D4 where Nido King just didn't go at all. I think I know it didn't go in. I'm pretty sure it didn't go in D4. Which I mean, that's kind of just.
Oh wait, shit. I just realized like why I liked the Drapion Mammothswine build better. It's because Drapion's a real dark that can actually switch into ghost hits.
Rue.
Yeah.
So it's like you're gonna have to either bring type Unmon or slap assault vests on stuff randomly. So like then
Yeah. I think the logic was type null being a decent enough ghost resist, and I think he wanted the Nidoking. It's a good ghost check, I'd say. I think my issue with it is it's very passive and very limited. I always find it's very easy to bait it with like shit like Trick Gengar.
Yeah.
In
This
my experience, that has not worked out well for me when
Yeah.
I have type null as a ghost resist or
this is a
ghost
complaint
check.
that is absolutely baiting me getting completely fucking flamed in the chat, deservedly so. But I personally do think that this team at the very struggles. It's not struggle to break them, but it doesn't love switching into fairies. Certainly, just because
Yeah.
I just don't like really. The
no, I
combination.
disagree. Slowking can switch into almost any fairy.
So the thing
Yeah.
is, if the combination of toxic and
Probably.
moonblast is really troublesome for you, it's not a good combination because like that's like the
Yeah.
one thing every fairy gets. I'm not saying it's bad. but I think
Teleported
this-
to aromatherapy
I think this
comfy
is a-
forehead.
I think it's a very,
Yeah, so true.
I do also think this team does a great job of supporting Zera and Megazard respectively.
Oh,
With
I
stuff
remembered-
like
I remembered my
Keldeo, Nidoking, I think those go great with it.
I can.
Okay.
Breaking on this team like Zardex, Keldeo, Nidoking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's like. I feel like only 2 debuggers for Megazard X is kind of
Yeah, I was
just
about to say that's
iffy.
the one thing I had to bitch about. I remember.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I feel like a third one or a rapid spinner would be so nice.
I have run
No,
mono
I agree.
defog
I
Skarm
agree.
before. It was a mistake. Skarm does
Yeah.
not defog. And I love, I coach the Cape Cod Comfies. I love Comfy with my all my heart. But like,
You don't want
man,
to run
you don't want to
fog.
run that every week, and you don't want to run defog if you are bringing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, but Nidoking sounds stupid, Loads. I think Nidoking sounds better.
Nidoking.
How about Nidokind?
Yeah.
No.
Nidokind. Just wait. We'll just wait until we get to like some specific Pokemon that I'm gonna call out the way I pronounce them.
Gigalith.
Oh boy.
It's
Gigalith.
Giga and Liz. That one's not hard.
That one's absolutely Gigalith. Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Don't pronounce it like Gigolo, please.
Yo,
Whoa.
Gigalussy?
No, we're not starting that shit.
All right, we ready to move
No,
on to
no.
eighth? All right,
Sure,
eighth.
halfway done.
And halfway done with
Yeah.
D1
With
is
one
Jack.
kid. Oh, Jack.
Jack.
Yo, what happened to
That's
Greeted?
cool.
Good question. I don't know. Where is? Yeah, I kind
Free
of.
him.
I just.
Free him. Bring
Man,
him,
he ain't done nothing wrong.
bring him home.
Bring him home.
I'll be right
Um,
back.
Okay,
This was a
great.
team. This is like an anecdote that doesn't have anything to do with the actual ranking, but I will mention I saw this team on paper and I really wanted to not like it, and I kept being like, okay, yeah, well, this is where it fucks up, and then I kept having a lot of trouble finding things. Like
That's what I
it
did with
doesn't.
your chunk.
There's so much stuff on this team that I don't like, and then I think about it, I'm like, okay, it's actually completely fine. There's really not a problem here.
Yeah, I dig it. I totally like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stuff works.
no, pivot game is phenomenal for one. Your physical offense is like good enough. Oh, actually, no, Taraki's great.
I've returned.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Tarakian's here.
Oh, yeah,
Rocky.
Tarakian's
What
a
did you
high
just
level
say?
player.
I don't care. Moving on. Ice Q.
Why is there an ice
Um,
cube?
Why does Ice Q exist?
True.
He's funny. I don't know.
I had a nickel for every wasted low
If
tier.
you want to ask why Ice Cube's here, just ask my boy Amel. He's gonna put you on Ice Cube real quick.
No.
What did I have to say about this?
Okay, here's actually an important thing. This guy has one flying type switch in,
So true, yeah. And it's a Magna
Yeah.
Zone.
and it's Magnezone.
And it's Magdazone.
So like
That is the one spot where Magnezone really fails as their steal, because I think otherwise it works surprisingly well. But
Yeah, I think most like flyings that at least you'd be scared of have at least some way to hit Magdazone.
I feel like if you can chip Drag Gouge, Nasty Plot, Torn T just mows over
Oh
this game.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I also think
Unless there's
for a team-
something like
a
Scarf.
team as offensive as this, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Tapping at 119 isn't a huge problem, but it's not ideal. They have a ton of excellent scarfers,
And
which I will give
priority.
huge props to. Yeah, so they have tons of ways of going around it. I just think that with the way they've built, I think they're going to have to definitely be slightly on the bulkier side most weeks.
Yeah.
I also will say the fairy resist on this team are also not great. It's Cinderace and Magnezone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragalge is
mean,
effectively a
Dragalge-
switch in my eyes.
Yeah,
It's a
I
it's
agree.
a fake resist.
Just run Assault Vest every week. It's like, come on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then
That's
you
a
don't
dwarf
get T
that's fun.
spikes.
True.
Who runs
You don't
hazards? You know
need
me. I don't run a
T-spikes,
single
true.
hazard.
What's that?
ever.
What's Hazard?
Well,
Yeah,
And this
it
is
does
why
in fact
I've
take Moon Blast
definitely
for
won my
days.
past 2 seasons of BPL.
All you really need with Dragalge is just click buttons and then flip turn, slow momentum.
just
Easy.
only the flip turn button. That's the only button you're clicking.
True, that's the
Mhm.
only button that matters.
the most important thing here is Greedent is going to be our kill leader this season.
I hope so.
So we can have funny squirrel.
I'm already planning the div names. It's exciting.
Yes, please.
Mini is in fact spinning facts.
Yo, if we actually do Greedent, they should name them after different kinds of berries.
True.
Yo, yeah, we have like the
Yo, imagine your D1 and it's
Stuffed
motherfucking
cheeks
citrus.
division.
yo. Well, no, we do like a 33%, a 25% Oran, and like berry juice or something, or I'll flip whatever. We can figure it out.
Orange
It's
berry
inevitable, so we
juice.
should plan ahead of time.
Orange berry juice, a guava, citrus.
Yo, Aguav div, what the?
I mean, what about like lychee? Lychee.
Yeah, lychee.
I'm
Yes,
trying to be
sir.
Enigma pilled.
Enigma pill.
Oh
bro.
wait, I will mention. Yeah, I know this. We paused the PRs. I think that the one thing that stood out as a super negative, and it doesn't apply to Zarude, of course. Vaporeon, another mon that gets 4-move syndrome like every single week. That's my biggest problem with it. And so it really doesn't entirely enjoy running Heal Bell every week. And Magnezone and Dragalge are good mons, but the top 5 and Tarak are so strong, but then you can spam a lot of status against those mons.
I agree with that.
I guess I don't know. Like a lot of them aren't.
Here.
A lot of them
I
aren't.
said it didn't apply to
in-
Zarude. I said it didn't apply to Zarude. Bullshit. Give me a little space.
I was just gonna say a lot of them aren't in long enough for like Toxic to matter that much because a lot of them are gonna be pivots. I wasn't
True.
gonna say
I mean,
Zarude.
yeah, but it definitely does hurt
Oh yeah.
at least a good bit. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Endless at
Para-
its best, honestly.
That's because Para's unfair and should be banned.
Oh, there we go. Never mind. You know, it's funny. This has happened every single, for half the team so far. Because I'm looking for what my problem with it was, and then I finally take a peek at the removal section. It's literally only Lando T. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit.
that's my problem with this team
That
too.
was the answer.
Yeah,
Shit. This team
I didn't
gets
notice that one.
T-spiked on pretty hard.
I think this team is the epitome of when will they set up hazards if I just hit them hard enough all the
Yeah,
time.
it's true. It's
Exactly.
It's hard to hit. It's hard to set hazards against a team. That's fair.
All right, you ready to move on
I'm
to?
trying for Cinderace. A lot of these mons don't really love running boots, at least in my eyes.
It's actually Cinderace.
Y'all are no.
Cinderace?
Cinderace. Yeah.
Yeah, Cinderace.
Y'all ready to move
Alright,
on?
cool. Number 7.
7 is Zangoose.
Ooh.
Wait, how the hell is this high? It has Squeezing on it. It should be 15th at
He's,
best.
what do you mean?
G-Weezing's a bad Pokemon.
G-Weezing is a terrible Pokemon.
G-Weezing is great.
No.
Love G-Weezing.
Alright, as far as the actual team, it's pretty fucking jank outside of the top 3, but like not necessarily in a bad way. But
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
like to take this little team under my wing and give it a kiss on the forehead called Wish. Having Steela, Gudra, and Weezing, those mons all kind of appreciate it. I just
Oh, they love
not-
Wish.
it's not required. I'd
It's
rather
like
you have Wish. I'd really rather
That's
this
for
team
them,
have
yeah.
Wish.
And that's why Gweezing is an Unmon. Reason number 1 of so many.
So many. I want to hear all
And that-
these.
everything I found with G-Weezing is that it's just a momentum sucker. Everything just U-turns out on it, just get put in bad positions essentially. It's basically just there as potential helmet fodder on like shit like Urshifu. That's like practically it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, I just realized like your physical offense is you're gonna end up running physical steel a lot more than normal because you have Mega Gallade and Chinchino.
There's a
Vulpix.
Lycanroc.
That's
I-
not a Pokemon.
I said what I said.
Cincino is real. Cincino is real.
Cincino is
Snack.
totally
Just
real.
wait. Just you wait.
And Grenvolk as probably the special breakers isn't bad. It's just not. I wouldn't call Volcarona a
I will.
special breaker, I guess, but
Yo,
Assault-
Gudra hits like dummy strong for no reason.
Gudra
Gudra's
does.
underrated.
I was gonna say Gudra is a goat. Gudra also is gonna be showing a lot of times and running Assault Vest to deal with a
yeah.
couple of common moves. I think the biggest example is Gren and Cincino. I love Gren, and I also love Cincino. I just think that Cincino
Sorg.
should probably be a different normal that can take any coverage from a ghost. Just because, as is, the only ghost answer is like either Spadef Gligar, which is very limited, or
Gudra?
Assault Vest. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Assault Vest Gudra. But Assault Vest Gudra hates hazards unless it has Wish and gets chipped pretty decently easily, as good as
Yo,
it is.
Yeah.
Hikey, like not. You don't really need Assault Vest on Gudra. It's 9150. Like it takes Shadow Balls for days, even without. You can run Boots on this MF fine.
You can run like boots or like some shit like rest if you wanna come in more times.
Yo.
Potentially. We're
We
not
were
talking
talking about Shadow Ball.
we were
which
talking
I
we were
hate
talking about
Jelly.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Jelly is
Yeah.
not the answer.
AV Grin.
Yo, Minnie, what the hell?
What is Mini
We
saying?
haven't even played OJ in weeks, dude. I'm refusing to ignore your decision.
You're refusing
Anyways.
to ignore his decision.
Oh wait, shit. Fuck. I'm going to. I'm electing to ignore the decision. There we go. Fuck.
Alright.
Okay. Next team.
Team
Right?
6 is
sure.
Prawn. I wish I
Oh,
could.
shit.
I wish I could have ranked this one higher.
I
Haha,
couldn't.
that's
I
because I-
couldn't, in all fairness, rank this higher.
Aromatisse.
I'm sorry.
Aromatisse round 3 is funny. Totally
Nice.
when you got it.
Yeah.
Trades.
I'm sorry. I just don't think this. I think this could have been a lot better.
I
Oh, me too.
agree.
I think it's mid as hell.
Yeah.
But I always draft mid as hell though, so it works.
And then you just
do.
win.
Funny
Yeah.
team to me. Not in a negative way. I just think it's a lot of the mons are kind of funny in the way they function. But I
but-
think
Mm-hmm.
it works surprisingly well. I thought I would rank it lower when I first peeked at it.
Yeah, me
But-
too. So like,
So would I.
I don't like how your only real stealth rocker is Jirachi.
I mean, like, in the words of the wise man Porpoise, who even runs Wizards anyway?
So
He is in
true.
fact a wise man.
Uh, You have two
Indisputable.
removers because Mega Aerodactyl is not a remover.
Eh, Again, who also
Who runs
Exactly.
removal?
Exactly. I
That's-
mean, I think that's a bigger problem just because you have a Blacephalon and an
Yeah, you
Aerodactyl.
don't
Yeah, you have a
You don't want to
Blacephalon.
run Boots Blacephalon.
Wait, what do you mean in removal? I have Rapid Spin Starmie, Defog Flygon.
That's why I just said it's
Yeah.
not bad. It's just
Oh, I think you said it was
It could
bad.
be.
No,
No,
it's
no,
not
no.
bad. I think it could be
Spin
better.
Starmie's good.
it's just the
Spin
more the
Starmie's
merrier
fine.
when you have two mons that are very specifically weak to rocks, and that's
Yeah.
part of their thing.
I know, it could be better, but like,
I think the
It could be a hell of
breaking.
a lot worse.
I think the breaking potential of this team is really nice though. Like Urshifu Blacephalon, I think does really well.
I think one of my big
I think it
problems,
does, yeah.
is the phasing isn't ideal. There's not really roar or haze, and then a few of the mons can be pretty darn passive against the right thing. And
Mhm.
so
I
the
see-
the offense is great, but
Yeah.
when most of the offense you try and you switch it in, and then it folds to an attack if they're behind a sub,
Yeah.
then it it stops being
Yeah.
quite so scary.
I can see that.
I
that is
see.
nice in mind. Thank you.
I see where all the wish passers went.
Yes.
See,
I've seen that joke already. I love the 3 wish passers, and then everything has recovery anyway.
yeah.
So good.
Oh boy,
Hmm.
what a fun team to fight.
This is gonna be really amazing. for
Some
Chrome.
based matches.
I'm trying to see
coming up.
Kron run like mono recovery, a mono recovery team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost there. It's literally just like I just run fuck, I can't talk.
Rest Urshifu.
I was gonna
I was gonna say
rest,
trade
rest Blaze.
out Shifu and Blast easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who? Yeah, $19 Urshifu single strike. Who wants it?
And yes, I'm giving it away.
Oh boy.
Anyone in the chat?
Anyone?
Okay.
It's just like making a joke. And you're just like, you're like the.
Yeah, in
fucking
case you guys
cricket.
can't tell, I do improv. So, but yeah, I quite like the team.
Me too.
Don't insult me for grasping at straws because that is what I'm doing.
No, you're
I do
fine.
think that
I think yeah,
knockoff isn't good for this team
Nope.
whatsoever.
Mhm.
I feel like that's
I
also
know.
a pretty common problem, so I don't care all that much.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. It could.
Yeah, Shifu
definitely
or
be
Aromatisse
better.
don't enjoy it, and
but it's
Aromatisse
fine.
shouldn't come hopefully every week.
It's my
Yeah.
round 3 pick. I'm bringing it every game.
Please
Exactly.
don't bring
That's
it
the
every
value
game.
you should get out of a
Oh,
round 3
no.
pick. It's just a fact.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Aromatisse
Didn't
is
Musharna
not
come to
that
like every
value.
playoffs game?
What?
Didn't Musharna come to like every playoffs game last season?
Oh
It
my
came to
God.
2.
Two?
It came to
Okay.
2 out of
Alright.
3.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
More than average. Which
We
is
Yo,
love
Musharna
Musharna's
Musharna.
goated.
broken.
Love Musharna.
Yeah,
I was gonna draft it.
Alright.
Right.
GG's, fellas.
Moving on to
let's
Yep.
get it.
5th, which is
Fifth.
Raichu.
Coco Medi, yay. Someone's really happy.
Whoa, very
Ooh.
original.
Very original Raichu.
Wait, we got Fudge Ball! We got EMF Fudge Ball on the team. We're good.
Hey.
Oh, why is there a normal Mawile? Oh,
Great team though.
I really like this team. That's fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
you just like
it's
look at all
alright.
the different like phases of things, and you see the Coco Medi, and you're like, oh, rad, I love Coco Medi. And then you see there's just casually sand sitting there in the middle area.
Yeah.
And there's a Gengar kind of vibing.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
a potential Blastoise that can Shell Smash on you. That's
True.
fun.
There's a
And you look at it,
reason,
and
which
you
is-
would initially think you'd be like, okay, so this team's gonna fold like paper to anything. But then like the the defense is surprisingly pretty strong. Like it works.
Yep.
At least in my
Yeah.
eyes.
I can see that.
Ground switching's not perfect. Bringing Weezing and Quilladin every week is not
Yeah,
that's
that's
something
not-
you would
that's
love
not
to do.
Yeah.
But like it's not the worst ever.
Okay, but like, imagine you're actually switching with this team. Like, you're just clicking buttons and killing to death.
True.
True.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just bring Mawile every week. That's how you win.
True.
I think Coco Drill is a really just a sleeper pair.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
excited
I
to see
agree.
those
Yeah.
the two cover each other really
I think
nicely.
Coco Sand is really cool,
Yeah,
especially with the
True.
Medi.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
Removal, very good.
Yep.
I don't think I've said that yet today, so
Nope, I
we'll
don't think
fall
we
back
have.
on that one.
Pretty
I would
good
argue
removal.
that this is one of the best removal I think we've seen all day.
This
I
will,
think the
Possibly.
best
I
personally,
will go to say
because
this.
Mons are completely fine running it.
I will
Yeah.
go to say this may end up being the best removal we see all day.
Possibly.
There's a possibility that this is the best. All four of these Pokemon actually can run it.
And in my opinion, I think Stoice Drill. I think Drill's probably the best spinner you can get,
Probably.
and I think spin is always valuable.
Yep.
With Drill, so can't go wrong with that.
Plus speed. Amazing.
Yeah. Might not even need to run Sandrush.
Exactly.
You can run that Mold Breaker. Take advantage.
I agree. Alright. We're ready to move on to fourth?
Sure. Big thumbs up
GG's.
from me.
Fourth is Black.
This is the second team on this list where looked at it and I thought I was gonna hate it, but then the more it's a team that somehow functions.
It's an
It
interesting team.
functions.
I don't like how Zapdos is the only flying switching. I'll say that.
I don't really
I feel
feel
like-
the fourth vibes that y'all are. I don't know.
I don't think I
don't
ranked it
jive with
fourth,
this
but I ranked
team.
it high. I know.
I don't
legitimately like this team.
I don't quite jive with the team
I think I
either,
ranked it
Kron.
high,
You ranked it.
but I
I'm not
just
sure.
think the pieces are.
I'm pretty sure I ranked it mid.
Yeah.
No, look. I think my biggest problems in the team come in the pivoting is just not really there. I mean, Lop's
Mhm.
obviously Zapdos is about as reliable as it can get.
Hey, Baton Pass
like-
Slop exists.
But yeah, Lop exists and is a good pivot as well. Obviously, first two, amazing pivoting. But then
Yep.
after that, there's essentially nothing outside of. I believe does Dio get teleported? I think it
I
does.
think it does.
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it does. But Dio's also taunt bait, so having a negative priority
Yeah.
status teleport isn't, yeah.
Mhm.
But
I also don't hate the removal.
Yeah, the removal is perfectly fine.
oh, I like the remove quite a bit.
Yeah.
Escav and Entei, I think are both underrated, arguably, and I think they work quite well as the fairy answers that Megalop
Mhm.
desperately needs.
he
I
do be
agree.
removed.
I like the fact that Crook and Audino are. I don't know why I said Audino, but those two do both run knockoff quite a lot, and knock is great for getting rid of helmets, which Lop obviously doesn't enjoy whatsoever. And then
Yeah.
this team itself has a good amount of knock switch-ins, which is appreciated.
And I also think this team loves potentially knocking off Boots for
Yes.
just
Yeah.
its pieces to just run it or just go in. So yeah.
Alright.
Hello.
We're ready to move on to Thirth.
Sure.
Earth.
We're
Okay.
gonna move on
Thirst
to
to
we're gonna move on to Thirth. Sammy.
Ooh, this team.
This team is interesting.
Yo, this is a fucking Samuel team through and through. Like, my man knows what he MF drafts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mega Diancie, Victini. That's an interesting duo right off the bat.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool too.
I'll take it. I think Mega Diancie Hydra is a very good pairing. So
Yep.
I'm up for that. I honestly have no idea how the first four were all gotten here.
Same.
I'm just gonna say
Even
that,
even
but
then, I don't understand how Milotic is also on this draft.
Milox, yeah.
I give a lot of
don't know.
props to a draft where I look at it and every single mon requires at least some prep. Like Miltank Mudsteel,
Yeah.
obviously to a much lesser extent, but
Yeah,
everything you can't
every
sleep on
mon.
anything here.
Exactly.
And I mean, yeah, not Chestnut, Miltank and Mudsteel, you need to worry about breaking them. Same with Milo. So
Yeah.
if you don't bring like a devoted thing that can
Then
get
they're
rid
just
of it,
gonna
then it's
sit
just
on
gonna...
you,
Yep.
spam
Exactly, yep.
status, etc.
This team is gonna run Toxic on like half the mons every week, and as
Yeah.
a Toxic enjoyer, that is a dub.
Average toxic.
It's gonna be pretty
Yes.
evil.
It's gonna
Good
be
hazards.
evil. It's gonna set up the first four very well, I think.
I agree.
Yep,
with
as Lolsey said, pivoting is good. Hazard removal is not the best, but I mean it functions, so I don't really have.
Yeah.
a huge
I
complaint about
I
it.
think Scizor plus Crobat's fine.
Exactly.
I don't
It's fine.
truly think any of those mons want to run the fog, but I think they can
I-
All
if they
can,
want
and that's
to.
what really
yeah.
matters.
I don't
Also,
know.
this team has insanely reliable setters that can force Defog to be run.
Also,
What's that?
look at the pivoting on this team.
Yeah,
Mega
bunch
Diancie
of
is
U-turn.
really loving that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
good. It do be pivoting.
it do be. Sammy's gonna catch some people in the vortex.
Yep.
Damn. As long as he doesn't spend like 3 minutes on every U-turn, then we're vibing.
Oh yeah.
True.
Oh. All right, we ready to move on to second?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit, guys! I think we left Mini off of this. He was number 17, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This team sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Move on to second. 0-0.
Why did you say the second 0? What's wrong with you?
Why not?
0-0.
0-0.
Yo, stop. Okay. Here's my fucking question for BPL. Why did Azelf go in every division?
Azelf?
I got a better question.
I think Azelf is a good Pokemon.
I
Azelf's a
hadn't
good
seen
Pokemon.
it drafted in actual years.
And
Oh,
then
yeah, that's fair. It doesn't get drafted.
and
But
then
I think it's
BPL.
Drafted 4
Many
times.
people are like, fuck it.
And
I
then-
don't see Azelf drafted. I'm gonna draft Azelf.
And then BPL is just like, yeah, let's go.
Dude, there are
yeah.
a bunch of OG Albina subs in the chat. I swear to
True.
I don't like the first 3 alone is pretty wild in my opinion in terms of like
The classic
offense.
OG vagina.
Damn.
What? This team also has like my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I'm probably a little biased towards this one.
I'm remembering.
Remember?
It's cool. I vibe.
I think this does
I
really well.
think it's fun. Yeah.
I didn't write anything for D1 if y'all can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you didn't rank
Of
it,
course.
so.
Yeah.
Mr. I know I was gonna bitch about ghosts. Ghosts aren't that big a problem.
You got a whole
You
Komodo
got a
right
Sizz,
there.
you got a
You're
Lando,
fine.
you got a Munchlax. It's a fat team.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
It's normally a fat team.
I know
should work.
before I get flack, I do a lot of preemptively defending myself. I'm gonna do it again. I know it's there and it's very reliable, but I also personally don't enjoy the removal on this team because stuff like Prim and Weavile and Sizz just don't enjoy the chip that Rocks and Spikes give them.
Yep.
And Moltres and Sizz are great defoggers in their own right, but they're also limited by that, and also they themselves fear hazards. And
Yeah.
boots, blah blah blah.
And
But like,
I personally
knock
don't
results-
think
Yep.
those want to really be clicking defog all that often.
Yeah.
Yes, which wouldn't be as big a problem. Like this would be fine on a team that wasn't as hazard weak as this.
That's Zero's whole philosophy though. Don't click defog.
Exactly. I mean, the offense is like unquestionably pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Setups there.
I think it's gonna be really hard to beat this team offensively.
I think this team does a pretty solid job of supporting Landorus. I think that's kind of a main topic to touch on with this.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you drafted Mega Scizor round 1, which is basically the quintessential ice switch in like ever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely appreciated. And of course, Vileplume, which is the best grass in the game.
And let's
Yeah.
not forget about Stunfisk, the quintessential mon that you want to pick up when you want a low tier way of dealing with top electric Pokemon in draft. Yeah.
That it only does on this team. They have excessive electric answers. Vileplume, Electivire, Stunfisk are all really good niche
Yeah.
electric answers.
Yeah. Very niche.
I think my personal recommendation is bring all 3 if your opponent ever has like a Zera or a Coco just to mess with them.
Just
Yeah.
fuck your Zera. I will run
Homie
everything
Zera.
back.
All right. Are we ready to move on to Fursant?
I wonder who it is.
I wonder who it is. It is Miney.
Yo, what's up, small man?
Miney.
Oh, this is a beautiful.
This
touring
is
team.
such
Oh,
a beautiful
boy.
touring team.
I got 0 threats in my DMs before I ranked it like this. I swear.
0 threats in your DMs. Did I have any complaints about this team? Oh no. Let me
I
see.
mean, it's got Allopersian. It's got. Oh wait, I have a complaint. Florges.
There is a Florges
Well,
in there.
Florges is good on this team,
Or
I
just
think.
yeah. Normal as Buffalant.
That's
Nah,
Buffalan's
Buffalon
alright.
is goated. I love Buffalon.
True.
What did I write about Miney's team?
The thing is, like, there's, I mean, yeah, that's the thing is, every time that there's a complaint that shows up, there's stuff that beats it. Stuff like, Shaman's able to beat like toxic scald spam, which is otherwise vaguely annoying, even though I know. But-
I wrote Edgequake.
Dude, they have a Shaman and a slow bro.
They got a Shaman and slow bro, but
Even a
Shaman,
Chomp to an extent.
Shaman's not a real Pokemon.
Cap.
Yes, it is.
Cap.
That's
That literally, I was finding things to nitpick.
Yeah.
Like this
That's-
team is like
fair.
just really good. I would argue that this could be the best team in the league.
And it's the only thing we're rubbing Rin. It's okay.
The thing I mostly love about this team is, except for probably Bouffalant, which probably isn't coming unless there's like Ghost you need to check or something. I don't see a single mon on this team that cannot come to a game,
I agree.
which
Yep.
is always great.
It's very
Coming.
valuable. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has basically just a little bit of everything. Good hazards.
Yeah.
There's good priority, good scarfers, good natural speed. Even there's like decent answers if your opponent wants to be a psycho and run Trick Room. But it's just a team that covers its bases really well. Like all the balanced simps in the chat can have a field day, like me.
All the balance sims.
Yeah,
Yeah. They love it here.
All right.
exactly.
Yep.
Balance gets ranked high in PRs. That's
Yep.
a fact
True.
of life.
Balance. We do simp for balance. All right. And
Right.
that is the end of Mind Blown, and we're moving on to Shadow Ball. This is definitely Blacephalon using a Shadow Ball right now.
Yeah, that Blacephalon kind of
It's
freaking
literally
out right
balling.
now.
It's literally balling.
This is where I have the most
Um,
to say. Shit.
Okay, I'm
Chungus,
gonna go take a nap.
Chungus, we're saying bye to Chungus for a little bit, and we're moving into having
No,
Kron.
I'm still here. I'll just
Yeah, you're
make
here.
hilarious jokes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yo.
we're gonna
I
move
would
on.
also like to say, for those, we have a very active chat which I appreciate. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far.
Okay, you say a very
One thing I
active
would like
chat.
to stress real quick, in case it's not clear, which it hopefully is just that, outside of this being personal taste, obviously, it's a lot easier in PRs and generally
Yo, they're
more
using
entertaining
that
to find
channel?
the things to bitch at. So like, if we're not, if we give like a really negative reaction to like a good team or a team that has a lot of strengths and just don't talk about the strengths, that's probably why. And also because there was no like next to no prep between people.
Yeah.
So.
I think the only real problem was probably Will, but it's alright. We're fine, I think.
Okay, I can stand on my high horse and say I ranked Will like whatever
Yeah.
higher.
All right, let's move on to 16th in Shadow Ball division, which is Tristan.
What?
Yeah, Tristan, right?
What the fuck? Okay. That's interesting. I did not know that was at 15 or 16.
What did I say about Tristo?
It's a.
Yeah. This seems fucking weird, dude.
This team is so
It is
weird and it
weird.
is so bad.
Well,
Like,
I personally think there is one glaring team that is not here that should be here, but that
Probably,
would be-
it's probably 15th.
I honestly I think this team is all right.
I
I
don't like this team. First off, ground switchings like don't really exist. Celesteela is one kind of.
I feel like you could, if you wanted to, switch Zygarde into most of them.
Yeah, you
Also,
could.
what? I guess Don. Yeah, wait. Yeah, Donphan being here, I guess makes sense.
Why
Especially
is
if you're gonna grab ground type with no rocks.
like I feel like they
That's alright.
grabbed Mega Slowbro just to have itemless Slowbro.
Maybe.
I think for me, worse than a ground switching is Scald switch-ins. You
That
only
too,
have
yeah.
Slowbro to switch into Scald.
Shadow Ball
I have a
switch-ins
little
is
letter-
Weavile.
Little letter for BPL.
Oh,
Dear
boy.
BPL, stop drafting Monodon fan removal.
I agree.
Please, I
Everyone,
beg of
Don
you.
Fan-
Donphan is literally a pancake on the ground from how much weight it's carrying between all these divs.
Damn.
Have you noticed how the first 2 divs Dawn fan has been in the bottom team?
On foat.
I do at the very least think that Zero, Weavile, Zygarde do a decent job at checking for each other. Zygarde
Yeah.
obviously doesn't like grass types or bulky water types. I think Zero Weavile helps with that phenomenally.
Yep. I can see that.
And Zero doesn't like ground types. Weavile helps with that. Zygarde can sit on most ground types at the very least.
There is
I
a
think Celesteela being here is fine. I think it's cool at least with these.
I have a big problem with the 95 to 61 drop. I feel like
Yeah.
there's
Nidoking is running modest.
I feel like there's
max HP
way
versus
too
this
much
team.
in that field that can just destroy this team. Let me find something else to say. I was about to say special defense, but there's a whole ass Diancie there.
I mean,
So-
Diancie doesn't want to be here.
True. You do be right. You're only like I don't know. I feel like the only real rocker of this team is Dawn Fan as well. Like, are you really ever
Yeah,
bringing?
I agree.
Like, are you ever really bringing Diancie and a Lowland Marrow? I think they actually dropped a Lowland Marrow.
Wait, what'd they pick up instead?
Let me see. I think they dropped a Lowland Marrow. I think they may have also dropped Diancie. These were the thing is these were supposed to be like teams before any drops.
Yeah.
But transactions, they dropped. Oh, this is not mind blown. The Shadow Ball. They dropped. Oh, they dropped Alomac, Donphan, Diancie, Mega Slowbro from Mega Blastoise, Florges, Colossal, Mesprit, and Galar Corsola.
That's a little
Galar Corsola
better.
Unmon.
True.
True.
I think
Yo, rip
I think they made the team. Well, yeah, I think they made the team
I don't
better,
even
kind of.
know.
Kind of. I mean, I don't understand
Maybe.
Colossal, but
I'd like to say as
Spike,
is.
I guess. But
I have seen few teams that spread their legs and invite Toxic in more than this.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh.
the ground and rock weaknesses are more manageable because you have a Mega Bro, which is essentially an Edgequake switch in. But then, like, Toxic.
mhm.
Yep,
Toxic
and
just
you
exists.
cannot.
And you don't want to run
regen,
bulky
and you
skill
are
every week.
forced into recovery turns with Slowbro unless you want to stay as a Slowbro and never Mega Evolve, which I
Yeah.
don't believe you can do.
Yeah, you can if you want.
True.
You can?
Salazzle
Okay.
literally 6.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to
Yo,
bring
yeah, no, it really does.
like
Protect Toxic Flamethrower 6 this team.
yeah.
Any Salazzle drafters in the chat?
Yeah, any Salazzle drafters. Imagine drafting Salazzle. Could not be me.
I'm checking.
Okay, move on to 15th now. Have we bashed this enough?
No Salazzle. Got that get drafted.
Now we're at the next one.
15th is Magma Pulse. Is
Oh,
this
boy.
is this the team y'all were talking about that's worse?
Yeah, this was my 16.
I
Where
think
did I put this?
I think this was like my 11th or 12th or something. I felt like there were some teams that were worse than it, but
No, this is-
I can agree that this is pretty bad.
I think this team has a good blueprint, but if you swapped out some of the mons for ones that are like slightly better in their roles, it would be like way better.
I agree. I feel like there were like better picks it could have had. I don't like Savali on this team quite a bit. Like,
That's your gripe with it?
Yeah, Somali's alright here.
Why
I
is
think.
Sully's fine.
why is
Yeah.
Sir Fetched on my screen?
That's
Surfetched
one
is
of the
a
bigger-
breaker. I don't
Haha.
But, like,
fucking
okay.
know.
That's
So
a,
here's what I said. Okay, so it's like a lot of your top tiers are very unwieldy and unstable in the sense that they can get lured pretty easily or chipped.
Yeah.
And you don't really have a whole lot of sustainability to help with that outside of, I mean, Gliscor is Gliscor, but still. And then because like Mega Gyarados is going to be depended on here for a lot of defensive utility, switching into these Fire and Ice moves, you would want to have good hazards or hazard clearance to go along with that. So you're now pretty much forced to bring Defog on Silvally or Latios or both. And personally, I would rather see like Hariyama over Surfetch, but I realize that's not an option, because it was taken. But yeah,
Yep.
and okay, sustainability is lacking, in the sense that I think Gardevoir isn't. You can really only have like an offensive fairy if the rest of your team is sustainable, in my opinion. And IMO, it's not. And then
Yep.
PZ is sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
So,
But PZ sticks out like a sore thumb on like most teams.
oh, not the other PZ
Nah,
team.
not on those teams. I think
And-
PZ has several, like a couple teams I think it can fit really well on. Great, like Special Breaker especially.
So true.
I guess.
What'd you say?
Hmm?
Did someone say Furfuru?
No, I said
What?
so true.
Oh,
Oh.
I heard Furf. I
I
heard.
think this draft needs a Furfuru.
Yeah, I think
See?
drop
It would be
PZ for
straight to first.
Furfuru.
It would be
Yeah,
straight
it's
to
so
first.
true.
Ah,
All right, let's move on to 14th Mojo. Oh man,
oh gosh.
I don't know how to feel about this team.
Boy.
This team has my 2 favorite Pokemon, but also my 3rd least favorite Pokemon.
Why do you keep like detailed rankings of your least
Detailed? Oh well, no.
All ranked in order on a doc. All 800.
Like- Like seriously,
Yeah,
I
it
have
is, in
everything
fact,
ranked
spitting
in
facts.
order. But like, I just noticed it when I was doing it. I was like, oh, okay, well, those are my favorite Pokemon. But like, those, considering those are good Pokemon, it didn't really screw anything up that bad. I can't remember like what we ranked, what y'all ranked this team.
This
Okay,
team
here's-
is just super interesting to me. I don't really think the pieces together are
I-
all that bad. I just don't really think they help
So,
each other.
To me, I feel
Well,
like when I was thinking about this, I think like what I said was it feels like a puzzle's almost all the way put together, but there's a few pieces that are too small or a few pieces that are too big, and they're not meshing together in the puzzle.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I seem to be the one who's like the most in favor of this team. I don't think it's that bad. I put it at 10 personally. But when I said like the top 5 work pretty well together, and I mean even Hatterene goes pretty well here.
My mic is
The
not
only, like-
broke.
I
What do
don't
you
disagree.
mean? Do you have me
But-
It's
muted,
alright.
Jake?
I mean, even like Slowking also kind of pairs. Although, like, I would drop Hatterene since you already have Slowking and get like a different kind of fairy. Maybe I don't know what kind of fairy, just off the top of my head. But I think the biggest thing I said is this feels like a very
That's probably my internet connection.
this team feels like a very disadvantaged state team. Like it's gonna always be playing from behind. I don't really know how to like explain where I'm coming from with that, but it feels like this team's always gonna be on the back foot.
Yeah, I
Uh,
kind of see what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Like
Mm.
you're either you've either got the wrong if you bring the wrong mon into a situation, you got a lot of catching up because it's like I don't know what I do y'all get what I'm trying to say? I don't know how to exactly
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think
put it.
so.
Yeah.
This team does have great offense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it'll be forced into situations where some teams might have better offense versus you, and I don't know, might just be able to get overwhelmed easily.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that a team that has Mega Scizor, Greninja, Mamoswine, Weezing, Tangela, and Slowking, so basically infinite ground answers, still isn't probably gonna use Alecki all that much.
Yeah.
It's an ideal team for Alecki.
Yeah, but Alecki's probably not going to
It's
come.
still Alecki, even with all that.
Yeah.
But I'll shout out them for again basically drafting infinite responses.
But there's a difference in responses and pressuring. Like, you don't pressure the grounds outside of Mamo and kind of Gren, but you switch into them. I think there's kind of a difference there.
I mean, I think you do pressure them. You do have answers. Like I don't think Slowking is necessarily a mon that you would say like helps Alecki with ground types. I guess it does, but the ground type's just not going to let you damage it. Like it's just gonna switch out and come back in later.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tangela.
I think the funny thing with Aleki players sometimes is they'll like double on you sometimes and call your ground type coming in, but then like sometimes they'll just click an electric move and it's like, did you really think I wouldn't go my ground?
Aleki
Do I have
players
any
be
reasons
like,
ever?
The Lecky, yeah.
You can play all the mind games you want, bro. I'm clicking the button.
yeah, I know my explanation was kind of bad, Oliver, but you know,
No, yeah, I thought that was a good way of putting it, or at least it made sense to me.
Yeah.
Are you ready to move on?
I think we can. I think we can move on.
number
Move on,
13.
Love.
Wait, I have some-
Oh.
Never mind. Too late.
Oh,
Did someone bring up the 90 to 112 when neither Mon necessarily brings speed all that much? I mean,
I
Rock.
don't
Like
think
Rock
we
doesn't
did.
have-
I saw it. I just didn't.
All right, yeah. I just noticed that
Yeah.
at the end. Not the biggest thing in the world, but
This team is bad, man. What do you mean?
Oh, holy shit! I wrote a lot for this.
Oh, I wanna,
So much.
I wanna hear this.
I don't know why I had this team the highest out of all of you. That's all
I'm
gonna say.
pretty
This
sure
is-
I gave this like 13 exactly, or 14.
Oh, dude, I barely put this at 14th. Like, oh my god, this team is so fucking disjointed.
It's so
like
bad.
passive. It's so passive. Like, God, you have two good offensive mons. I barely count Raikou because it needs a boosting item in order to have any kind of offense. What the fuck is Zatu here for? What the
Yeah,
hell
what's
does
Exatu
do?
doing?
Magic bounce.
Magic
Okay.
bones.
Just get an
I don't fucking
actual
know.
passive
Why-
defogger. Just
I
get rid
don't
of
know why.
Corvid.
I don't know why he has 3 psychic types, but
Honestly, it does nothing.
yeah, I
trade
don't
one of
think
those
it's
for an
needed.
ice answer. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Victini has switch-ins. Like,
Yeah.
you just predict. Like, the fact that Victini is barely covered by anything. Obviously, Gallade and Victini are good breakers, but that's it.
He's
You need
aiming.
more than that.
Lolzy, he's aiming to be the psychic gym leader.
Oh my god, yeah. Infinite moment into... no, I don't...
This is not infinite momentum. I disagree.
This is very much not infinite momentum.
Yeah, Seismitoad. That's so good for momentum. It's a complete momentum
I
stop.
don't think
Like-
this is infinite momentum when stuff like Amoongus is here.
Amoongus is
which-
passive as shit.
passive as shit and is definitely a momentum sucker.
Yo, momentum suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like this team at all.
Clef is fine for this. I think it does. I think Teleport does pretty good for this team.
Yeah, but it's like,
sets up breakers, but
well, okay, what are the mons? No, yeah, I guess that's fair. I just, okay, sure, the mons individually may not be, but the whole structure.
Yeah, the
feels
structure of
passive
the
to me.
team is just not like.
I can see that.
Again, with the puzzle pieces, like the puzzle, there's some pieces that are fitting together really well, but there's some that are way too big for this puzzle. It's like you got
I don't
the.
know.
It's like you got the jumbo puzzle, and then you got like the tiny puzzle. Put them together and tried to put them together as like a full thing.
This
Yeah,
isn't
no.
an insult as much as it is a gripe, but I will say it makes me very sad as someone who loves Victini, seeing Victini on a team where it's probably going to have to run Scarf like 70% of the time.
Yeah.
Not to mention the base
Also-
115 speed cap.
Yeah.
Also-
that's
it's
not
literally
good.
the only
I don't like
viable
that.
Scarfer on this team.
Also, why
You can't argue that.
why was Victini chosen round 4?
That's a great question.
It is disrespectful. I say as someone who didn't draft Victini.
Why did I not get Victini? I'm trying to think of a reason. I don't know. Oh, because I had Raji, that's why.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I love
Frosty's
Victini,
puzzle knows
Victini
nothing
Shifu
come back.
would be cool
for
though, honestly.
Even
Sounds fun.
though. True.
Scarf Drape is a ladder set.
In like PU?
Yeah, in PU.
I don't know. I get y'all's arguments, But like, oh yeah, and this gets devoured by Kirim. Yeah, it's like it's passive in the sense that it's like you switch into stuff and now you have to switch again. And it's like you're always it's another like disadvantaged team. You know what I mean? Like you can pivot, but
Yeah, the
God.
free argument.
It says every team gets eaten by Kiro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
true.
that argument. You
You're-
don't
yeah,
know what to say.
that's
Drop the
just
Kirim.
a
Drop
good
the
argument.
Kirim, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized something. I'm looking at it, and I'm starting to think this team doesn't switch in very well to Hoopa Unbound.
This team also doesn't switch in very well to ice types.
Yeah, that's the whole Kiram debacle.
Yeah, like any ice type, realistically.
Kiram literally just runs specs here, honestly, and just devours this team.
Mick is getting extremely fucking tilted off of this.
This isn't even his team.
This
Why
isn't
are you
his
so
team.
into
He
this?
is so he is so tilted.
Imagine.
Cool. Well, I think we've done enough
I
damage.
think we've done a lot of it. Let's move on to well,
we didn't get
Sir.
reactions.
yeah. Sir, I was
That's
about
what
to
we're
say
here
Mick.
for.
Didn't I put this
Sir.
team like way higher or low? I don't remember.
I can't
Where
remember
did I put this
honestly.
team at?
I think I put this team maybe a little higher. I don't know.
Oh wait. I forgot to rank this one properly. I just put it at 16th as a placeholder and then didn't come back to it.
That's why it's so low. I was like, wasn't this like 8th on mine?
Yeah, this
Okay,
was
so,
this
like,
on mine.
This is one of the first teams I looked at, and it just like broke my fucking brain. I couldn't process it, and so I just forgot about it.
There's
and-
that Azelf you were talking
Ground
about.
Immunity. That's funny.
There's that Azelf you were talking about, Ron.
Shout out to this team having like 7 removers, but none of them like using it.
It's just this team. I don't get what it does.
Me
Again,
It's
either.
really funny.
It kind of, again, back to the puzzle analogy, it kind of feels like, they're not all fitting together.
But you know what? I have confidence in Serb.
I have confidence in
Scarm-
Surf,
I
too.
like Scarm Finney. I'm a big Scarm Finney fan.
I like Scarm Finney. As someone that used Scarm Finney,
And then they
it's
drafted
alright.
Zarud Nido Queen to cover the electrics.
Yeah.
Yay.
Stuff.
Like, it's
Um,
probably a good team.
I'm
I
I'm very offended that there's a Typhlosion here.
Yeah, why the fuck is Typhlosion here?
I don't know. Fucking Specs Eruption shit. I don't know. You can be cool.
What are you like?
He
Is this your
works.
first league? I don't know.
Hold on. What is Komala holding? What is that?
That's
What is that?
It's the shiny nut. Or
yeah,
whatever
it's
called.
a shiny.
Oh, okay.
I think it's meant to look like an evil apple or something like that.
It looks like a can of Coke. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we have any more to say about the scene, do we?
Dude,
Yeah.
you're really gonna give them the 90-second parody treatment.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I don't have any.
115 being your real fastest mon out of Mega Aerodactyl. I don't like that.
I love
I think
it so much.
I think it could be worse.
It could be worse. Yes.
They have like 4 good scarfers. I don't think it's that big of a
Yeah.
problem.
I don't either.
No, not 4. They literally have Finny, Nidoqueen, Zarud, Urshifu, Rotom, Flygon. They have so many scarfers.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't vibe here.
I don't vibe here either,
It's
but like,
interesting. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Alright.
I think it'll work though. It's.
I think it'll work for sure.
I mean, that goes for you can say that about anyone.
Well, yeah. That's kind of why, like, I feel like a lot of these teams are like similar, and like the nitpicks between them are fairly minuscule.
Yeah.
But
Right, we ready to move on to 11th?
you know,
Shinrai.
oh god, this team.
This team is interesting.
I'm not a fan of this.
I'm
team
not.
at all.
I like Mega Lopunny, Blacephalon, Scizor.
I think the first 4
Wait, hold
are
on.
alright.
The first four are pretty.
For the chat, I can explain Hoopa because I am a good friend of Shinrai's and we help each other draft.
Hoopas.
Shinrai had a very unique draft plan for this, which was they wanted to draft two ghosts and draft basically ghost spam. They wanted their second ghost to be Decidueye, but it got sniped.
Oh,
and they took Hoopa, which I was not
Oh,
aware
gosh.
of until just now.
interesting
But
that
that
Oh,
would,
they.
boy.
that would be why the Hoopa is there. That is basically
Yeah.
the only reason.
Interesting
Uh,
that they wanted
boost the
Deca
team confidence.
Sadui.
I don't know why. I can't remember. I think it was because it beat Waters for Glycephalon.
Your fairy resist are not
I
great.
guess
I think the biggest like issue I had with this one was like just the hazard game in general.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, Hippo's a fine enough rocker. I think it can run rocks most of the time.
I guess it's just. I mean, ignoring the obvious weird hippo Bulu thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can't stop the sand. Hippo has
Yeah.
horsepower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't know. You might want Sandship on other shit. I think you definitely want Sandship on other stuff.
Your only flying resist being Rotom Fan is not good.
Yeah, I think Grim Fan as a flying resist is,
But it's your
I guess,
only
passable,
It's
but it
resist.
doesn't want to come.
Yeah.
Because, like, Scizor can come. I guess Scizor can be come into most flying
No,
hits.
it can't. No, I don't think so.
Hippo can beat probably any physical flying outside of I guess
Yeah.
banded
True.
Metals, which Rotom Fan is like built for.
And to be completely honest, most things cannot truly handle a banded Zapdos.
They have like
Giza.
the one true switch into that. Outside of like Mega Bro or whatever.
Yeah.
Which just gets U-turns on.
Alright.
Did I write anything else?
Banded normal
No.
Zapdos.
Yeah.
I think if Chansey wasn't here, this team would get mollywopped by ghost types.
Yep.
I guess Megalop, but that's not a real thing.
Man's just used the word mollywop in the year of our Lord 2022.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyone have a strong urge to click knock right now? That's what
I have a strong urge to click knock to my brain.
Same. The
Same.
team's giving me a headache. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it's not about the team. It's just
Oh, it's just general.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What an hour and a half in Call doing PRs does to a mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
We got.
Okay, we're almost
We're almost halfway
a
done.
third of the way done.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to 10th, who is Risky.
Oh, this. I don't know what to say about this team. This was another one that I was just like, what the hell do I do with this?
This one supports Mega Aggron so badly, in my opinion.
I don't think Mega Aggron is the one you want to support here.
Like, I don't know, like, I feel like when you have that Mega as your Mega slot,
Same, Mick, yeah.
you want, like, a really good Wish Passer. But yeah, I guess the grassy terrain is fine, though.
The based Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah, the base
King
King.
is based.
King
King
is
is-
very based.
He is in fact decent at it. I can say that. King is cool.
King is not, like, I don't know. I feel like you want, like, big Porygon or some shit like that.
Nah, King ain't as passive.
This team kind of looks
I-
like a Gen 17, not gonna lie, according to Mini.
Kind of does, yeah.
Just put an X over the Rillaboom.
Without the Rillaboom.
Yeah, without the. Just put an
Put
X over.
Bulu.
Yeah, put
Some shit.
Bulu.
I think otherwise, I think the top three are interesting together. I think
I-
with Keldeo,
yeah.
it's alright.
Mhm.
It's just kind of like a, I don't want to call it a baseline team, but like,
That's exactly how I like.
Oh shit! I remember what I was gonna. This is Ricky, my boy. I was like really based pilled on this team. I
you're
fucking
really
love this
base
shit.
pilled with this.
Yeah, I put it at 6. I love this
Ooh.
offense, dude. But I remember my weirdly specific point was how like your offensive core is all resisted by dragon, and I think that's kind of funny.
That is
Like-
really.
Like Rillaboom, Thundurus, Keldeo. Like it's such a funny coincidence. I don't know, but
I think
No.
this team wants like an ice type. I really do.
I like this team a lot, and Claydol's based.
Fatal
Claydol's
is very
cool.
base. I would honestly love this team if it had like Frostlass over Kofak. I
Yeah.
honestly think that'd be decent for it.
That would be very decent for it, I think.
Rabambi
Eh.
exists, I guess.
I like that.
That's-
I mean, I think Kafag is
don't-
there because they drafted Rabambi as their fairy, and Kafagrius beats like most fightings.
Yeah,
So otherwise they're a bit of a problem.
True.
B isn't needed here in the sense that like this team isn't exactly a webs team.
Nah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it,
would
it,
be-
not web.
webs definitely help.
Well, yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
essential.
No.
My head hurt.
I feel you, Kron.
What?
Huh?
Okay,
Hello?
cool.
We ready to move on?
All right.
On we go.
All
All
right.
right.
Ninth
Let's get it going.
is Patty.
Ooh.
I
Okay. Do we want to talk about that top 4? I think that's crazy.
I
I don't know.
what
why it's
happened?
there.
Why did Mew get picked up round 2 and why did Rotom Wash make it to round 4?
That's a great question. I don't know why there's a Hariyama there. Or not a Hariyama. Why is there an Alakazam there? He's just kind of chilling.
I questioned both the Hariyama and the Alakazam.
Hariyama's alright as like a bulkier fighting. I think it can
I
help
like
at least
Yama.
sometimes. Yeah.
I questioned the Alakazam more because I was like, you have a whole ass Mew right there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Zam is necessary. It
Zam-
exists, I guess.
I feel like
but...
it's there for a speed mon. Like sometimes people just draft
Yeah,
it,
I
so
kind
they
of
have
think
like
it
a
is
speed
too.
tier.
And honestly, looking back at it, I kind of think it is. That's. I don't think you want Serp as your highest speed ever.
Nope, you do not.
But yeah, I think Mega T-Tar with Mew Aegislash is pretty cool, and Rotom Wash to an extent. I think this is all right.
I like Mega T-Tar here.
I do too.
You have a lot of good like win con sweepers that I think are cool. Yeah. Shit.
I feel like
Shit.
you might get more
I like
value in a sense.
I don't know.
I feel like this team could do really good with something like a Klefki, I guess, to kind of set up screens for Mew Aegislash. I think that's nice. I don't think it's entirely needed. I just think it's something to add.
Man, I gotta be honest with you guys. Like my brain is like broken from like my final projects that I was doing this week. I don't really think I'm contributing much to these PRs anymore.
It's fine.
So I'm gonna call it. Y'all have fun. And I believe in y'all. Have a great night.
All right.
All right,
Our
Well,
friendship.
interesting.
now we need more Chungus for these, I think.
Hello.
Hello, Chungus. Well,
As
welcome
the
back.
as the person in the highest division in the call,
Yeah.
no one may dispute my opinions. Everything I say is now fact, of course.
Exactly.
And I was kind of like zoning for this one because I played in week 1 and I didn't want to think about it.
Right. We want to move on.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
8th is Sub-Zero.
Right? I think this team's cool, honestly.
I think this game's cool too. I don't like Mega Abomasnow, but you know, it's
Nor do I, but like
it's
I
a
don't know
cool
anything about these.
it's a cool meme pick.
hazards aren't truly reliable in my opinion. Azelf is or not Azelf, Uxie is kind of reliable, I guess. But like I think Uxie is very limited.
I think Chomp is more reliable of a rocker than Uxie.
Yeah, but Trump definitely doesn't want to run rocks.
No, it doesn't want to run it all the time. Top 5 are coming every week. Yeah, that's right. Top 5
Yeah,
top 5 are
100%.
absolutely coming
Honestly, I
every
don't
week.
even mind it though. It's such a good top 5.
Like,
That's a great point.
honestly, I can
Just
see
run Court Change Cinderace.
I
That's a
About
great
to-
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can see like top 5 plus Hoopa Unbound coming off.
Yeah.
Which I mean
I
that's
guess.
not particularly an awful thing. Because those first 5 are going to be really hard to beat, I think.
I think Hoop Unbound is a really weird fit with this team. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I just don't think it. I think it's weird coming after Uxie and Scrafty.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't want to bring up this complaint, but because I've brought it up a couple times, and it's really not that good a complaint. But I do think this team would really like Wish with Yuxi and Melmetal and Garchomp.
Yeah, definitely would. With something like Prim, also.
Yep. Yeah.
I would say instances where you want to run not necessarily a bulky Hoopa, but like shit like Assault Vest Hoopa that checks some kind of special attacker, I guess. Also Scrafty if doesn't want to run the rest Shedskin. I think
Shout
all
out
that
to
would be
Scrafty
nice.
though. Love that mon.
Same.
I don't know if it even
Love
does all that much
Scrafty.
here besides check ghosts, but I mean Gengar just
But-
hits it with a dazzle.
Yep.
But
Yo,
it's still love it. Yeah, Gengar is going to be some trouble for this team.
Huge trouble for
But
this team.
They'll cross that bridge when they get to it.
Yeah. When they fight the Gengar team, they'll
I think basically his one hope for this team is just bait it to
Mono
switch out
Scarf.
with. Yeah.
Literally
Scarf or just
it's that
bait
easy.
it with fucking Sucker Punch, I guess.
True. I always
But-
forget Thunder has that.
Yeah, it
Non
does,
Libero
but
Sucker is kind of mid, but you know.
like Sub also beats this team. Deadass.
Yeah, on the right one, I could certainly see what you're talking about there.
Mhm.
Obligatory, it doesn't. Yeah, actually, this isn't the worst team against ice types ever. I'm gonna take that
Nah,
one back.
I don't think it is.
Actually,
It's
never mind. I
great.
take it back. I take it back again. This is the physical ice type weak team. It's either every team's either weak to Kyurem or physical ices.
yeah.
And this one is more on the Mamo weak spectrum.
Yeah, well,
Everyone lands on there
Memo
somewhere.
is just its own.
Memo's a mammo, man.
Its own creature.
Facts.
I mean, that
Most
thing
shinies
is...
are honestly downgrades, and that's a fact.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Cinderace is amazing shiny right there.
I didn't say anything about Cinderace. I just said most shinies are downgrades.
Hoopa Unbound's an amazing shiny.
They massacred my boy Garchomp. that's
They
all I'm
really
saying.
did massacre my
Dude,
boy.
Hoopa's just pissing all over the place, and I, for one, respect it. Okay, we can move on.
Alright, let's move on to 7.
Let's move on to 7.
Woex.
OX. Okay.
This seems weird.
It's weird. It's a OX team. I think it works.
There are, like, very weak to ice. I understand you have a Rachi and a Jellicent, but, like, I don't know. I feel like, again, ice type go burr.
I guess.
Rachi is carrying the weight of the world on its shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Rachi
As
very
the
much
only-
is.
Yeah, as the only answer to most ices and fairies, it's just going to be running fat a lot of weeks.
Yup, and I don't think you want that. It can run shit like Scarf, like setup, variants, etc.
It's also, like, kind of
I think
forced
you're
into
gonna be
Stealth
forced
Rocks.
into some shit like, yeah, Rocks, U-turn, attacking move, Wish, or something.
The
A
removal...
lot of the time. Removal is not that good. It's
awful.
pretty much just
I like
It's
Serena and
I like
Mence.
Serena.
it's
but-
Serena
Yeah,
and
I like Serena too.
Yeah, Defog Mence is actually not bad
Serena
at all,
will
I would
always
argue,
have 4 move slot syndrome,
yeah.
especially with the hazard clearing being as
Dean Paul, do not say slow. I
minuscule
swear
as
to
it
God.
is.
I would agree with any
Swallow
of
is
the
not
other.
real.
Any of the other 3 are not removal. Or sorry, any of the other 3 are Swallow. Well, I guess if you don't need you have U-turn, Heat Wave, Boom Burst. I guess you can put T-Fog on it, but you're not gonna click it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will never click it. Please don't click default.
I respect
Swallow.
the 3 Wish users.
True.
Finally, Kron has a competitor in that regard. I hope they bring Wish on all 3 every week.
Can't wait to get to a
Same.
team that has like 7 Wish users.
No, we'll see. Someone has to beat the 3 because 3 is
Yeah.
the current baseline.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have Wish.
Move on
I
to
don't know either, honestly.
Yeah. I know I have
Fine.
1. I think I'm pretty sure I only have 1 Wish Passer on my team. Alright, so
Dean
move
Paul,
on.
you're gonna be waiting a damn long time before the 60, 60, 50 normal flying has a good defensive matchup.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to 6, which is Rin. I hate this team. so much.
I'm seeing all these teams for the first time. Looks pretty
Yeah.
solid.
This was my number one team.
This was
I
my number like
love
14.
this.
We have
Hey.
14 versus
I
one.
adore the. Oh no, this was not. This is my number 2 team. I adore this.
In
Team.
my opinion, outside of the first like 4 Mons, the rest are like kind of bad. Mega Chomp's okay, but like everything.
Chomp and Audino are great. Grand Bull is pretty
Yeah.
solid.
I don't know. I don't like
I
them
don't love
on this
Klefki.
team.
I think it works here. I think Spikes are very good with this team.
I don't personally think Audino works on this team quite well. I don't know why there's an Inteleon right there.
I don't either.
Gramble, I
don't
also
know,
don't
man.
understand. Eldegoss, I also don't understand. Your
Core, I guess.
your only real Pokemon that is setting up rocks or not setting up hazards is Klefki, which is amazing Spiker, but like
Yeah.
you know, I want to see Rin run Rock Snake one week. I want to see it.
I'll mention, I
Mhm.
think peak comedy is the fact that Inteleon and Circuitry are both niche picks.
Yep.
Inteleon can't do anything until you get rid of bulky waters, and Circuitry can't do anything until you get rid of bulky grounds.
Yeah.
So the two of them are exclusively like they cover each other, and that's basically it.
That is
Because
really funny.
That's
I
their
love
only
that
way.
so
That's their
much.
best way of breaking both grounds and waters is the other one.
Yeah.
So if they just bring those two as a pair every week, it's gonna go in.
Yeah.
I ship them, you know.
Yeah, they're so cute.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
So cute.
I did also question why you picked up Torn T when there was a whole ass Polt on the board still.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Torn T works.
Torn T's cool and all, but
Round
like
one pick.
there's a whole ass
Yeah,
Polt on the
it's
board.
fine.
No hate to Tornty. No hate to Tornty. And no, there's nothing wrong with Inteleon
I've-
Milotic on paper, Ren.
Yeah, on paper.
If Inteleon was the water, that would be a much larger issue.
If Inteleon was the
Yeah.
only water, it'd be
I
really
respect
bad.
I respect Inteleon for the speed and for what it brings.
Yeah.
You
I-
have to respect Inteleon.
Yeah, bulky water with no offense water is not too bad, no.
I just don't like Inteleon here. Maybe I'm just based, but
Possibly.
maybe I'm just based.
In a world.
I'll send Rin the entire breakdown because I don't want to read it right here.
Chomp makes me so
Again-
happy. Chomp makes me so happy. I love it.
Again, that breakdown was made at like 4 a.m. in the morning, so there's that too. Most of mine were done at 4 a.m. in the morning. I will say that. Look, I was, I'm a busy man.
We're getting the best Frosty.
Exactly. Look,
These are 3 professionals ranking these right now.
Exactly.
Oh, totally.
I've been a professional since my first season, man. Shaking my head.
I'm happy something like 4-time BPL winner Kron left the call, so the real professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about these
The
two.
real professionals. I'm so glad that, Stinky Cron's gone for that. Alright, we're gonna move on to 5th, which is Jean Paul. John Paul? Something.
John Paul, yeah.
Coco Mega Medi, you're so original.
Second one.
You're so
Wow.
original.
I like this team.
I love this
Very
team.
cool.
Like, outside
Very cool
of,
team.
Coco Mega Medi being extreme. Lolzy, this is the new Feedy Lottie.
Finny Lottie.
I remember that.
Why did that happen? That was awful.
That was so bad. None of those teams did well, did they?
I don't remember.
What?
Jake, what will you join on?
Well, let's be careful now.
Yeah.
Right. What can we complain
about this team? I absolutely adore the top 4, especially. I think those bonds together work really, really well. And then you kind of bring a solid, kind of cleaner, I'd say, with the Heligo, good T spikes also potentially. I think Tangrowth is just kind of a good defensive pivot for the most part.
Yep. I will say I don't completely love the defog options on this team.
I mean, nor do I.
Which is the
I
reason
think you would want probably a more reliable defogger.
Yeah.
Possibly over Noivern. I really like Northern here, though. I think it
Same.
does pretty well here.
I think it fills in that 130 to 103 speed gap. Okay. I mean, like overall, just a very solid team in my opinion.
Bye bye. But
Alright.
yes, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to process these teams as they show up. On my
Tis
screen.
fine. Tis fine.
Yeah. Sure. I think that it knows how to cover its weaknesses, which I give it a lot of respect for. Bro Medi is a good combination. I will begrudgingly say, even though I was completely certain Bro would not get sniped by Jean Paul, and then it did.
Yeah.
Picked up before me.
Sad.
Very sad talk
But
life.
they work
still
very,
a little
very
sad
well
about it.
together.
They do work very well together.
You just hate to see it.
I just saw a psychic type there and was like, they wouldn't draft Bro. Of course not. Yeah, perhaps we'll have the double Jean Paul D2 ship. Never know.
Maybe.
Whoa, maybe.
And then he'll go back up to D1 and get last.
Well,
Damn.
I mean, no, they'll go up, get first. We'll create a new div. Easy.
Yeah,
Jean
easy
Paul
peasy.
Div.
Love you, John Paul.
div.
Yeah, John Paul did. Love you, John Paul.
That's actually gonna be our logo next season. It's not even a mon. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about that.
John.
Somehow.
John
Very good
did
team.
perfect. Yeah. Amazing.
Other div.
John,
Like,
yeah.
all of the divs, honestly. Anyways.
Right, let's move on
all
to
right.
fourth.
Is...
which is Chungus.
Oh boy,
Hey.
I have some
All
thoughts
right.
on this. No, I'm kidding. You guys go on.
I thought this team was really nice.
I like this team quite a bit. Yeah.
Super solid. And based Clefairy.
That's the
Love to
one.
see
That's like
it.
the one complaint I have. I hate Clefairy.
What, dude? Cliff
I-
is so fucking
No, I
Dude,
do not think it's good.
imagine drafting a low tier fairy. Couldn't be me.
Exactly.
I would never do that.
Imagine.
That is complete cap. I love Celebi so much.
I
Selby's alright.
I
I know it's not great, but like what it does for the team,
I
drafted it for a reason, and it is gonna do that job.
I agree. I agree. It works pretty nice here. I didn't know Celebi got Stealth Rocks. That's interesting. I think your defoggers are pretty nice. You have 3 that kind of can run them quite a bit. Like, defog, Snowflake is pretty nice. Defog. I think defog on Crobat's fine.
Yeah, it's alright. It doesn't really run all that often. It can.
I also think defog on Rotom Heat is just kind of necessary. So, so like,
There's a really high chance I trade in Cryog really soon. I'm not.
wow, that's
the
so sad.
only-
I like Cryog okay.
Cryog
See,
is
I think it could be better though.
My
Cryog.
last
but
few
Cryog's
ones I
cool.
drafted for a very specific reason, and then I feel a little stupid about it because it didn't end up happening. Like I drafted Spiritomb over a couple other things because my team prior to Spiritomb got absolutely fucking mollywop. I'm using mollywop. It got absolutely shot by Mega Medi, and I wanted a uber specific Mega Medi answer, but John Paul isn't on my schedule.
Oh, I mean, you could still absolutely see John Paul in playoffs.
I could, and if I trade away Spiritomb, I'm basically guaranteeing that I do. But I still don't know if I want to keep it around, especially when
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
it's
speed.
fine.
Mhm.
I honestly, I
sell-
mean, again, a great team in my opinion.
I think this team as a whole does a pretty good job of getting in Mega Mawile to just shatter teams.
I agree.
I'll self-roast and say that a lot of the faster mons aren't going to be coming a lot of weeks, which I guess can be abused. I remember my first 5 picks, I was so proud of my really slow-ass team. I was going to draft Nihilego, but I think John Paul also sniped that instead of Crobat. But... Okay, I'm sorry, Goose. You can take it up with John Paul. I wanted Nihi over that. But yeah, this team was in fact built entirely around Mega Ma, as you can see by the fact that I immediately drafted 4 million ground and fire resists.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff that can pivot it in super cleanly. That was
And
basically my entire
I think
thought
you did a
process.
great job with that.
Yeah, you also have amazing like pivot mons. Oh, you have amazing pivot mons to get in.
Of course I have, dude. Of course I have amazing pivot mods.
Of
I'm Chungus.
course.
I literally only draft pivots. That's like my
Exactly.
Can't be a Chungus team without good pivots.
It's a
Fuck
fact.
no.
It's a fact.
All right, let's move on to third.
Lolsey, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Lolsey, I don't know.
spoilers,
I have
no
no clue what
spoilers.
you're talking about, Lolsey. We're gonna move on to
I don't
third.
even know what got spoiled. I'm like half.
We're gonna move on to third, which is Michelle or Michael.
Michelle Obama is a real.
Yeah. I like
I
this
think
team.
I like this team. I thought this was probably the most basic Polt team I've seen in my life.
It
Honestly.
really is, yeah. 100 to 80 is not good.
Where is the fighting type? That's my question.
True. Where is the?
Why
Yeah,
is there
fighting.
no fighting type on this team?
I think Starmie is entirely just here for the speed stat and the spin because
Yeah.
it's doubling up on 2 types, and it's a far shittier water than Pex, and a far shittier special psychic than guard. But
Yep.
I'm assuming it's basically just there to click the spin and maybe flip to the
I
buttons,
think
so I'm
it
not gonna
is,
complain
too.
that much
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think it's their. Yeah, I agree.
This team does not. This team literally requires Mandibuzz to run defog always.
Yeah. It kind of
or spin Starmie, I guess.
Or spin
but-
Starmie, which is repetitive with a couple other ones.
Ghost spam's a little terrifying because of Mandy, with it being the only Pokemon that can realistically cover it.
Mandy, if
Yeah.
it gets burnt.
Mandy's amazing.
No,
Mandy-
I love Inteleon. I'll give Inteleon a little kiss on the forehead.
You
Big
can,
fan.
Inteleon?
you can run the Spectre set that
big
does
fan of
beat and the Buzz.
Yes,
and
Will-O-Wisp,
run this team
Will-O-Wisp, Mandy, and then it's
with
there's trouble.
sub hex nasty plot. With
That just goes kind of mad here.
I'm just gonna say the secret: run investment so that your sub is never broken by Mandibuzz. Easy money,
Yep.
bank even.
and I've done
I
that
have-
shit very successfully. We love to see it.
Obligatory gets shit on by Kiram, but
You know,
It's
new.
cute.
you know what's new?
Look at this.
What's brand new?
Especially gets shit on by Kiram.
Especially this team gets
It
fucking
gets
wrecked.
notably shit on by Kiram, as opposed to just average amount shit on.
Team
Yeah.
quite literally loses to the freeze dry earth power. What the fuck? Or
It
just even just ice beam. You don't even need. Oh, you do need freeze dry, but like, yeah, let's
Alright.
get wrecked.
Ready to move on to sectors?
Goose, it's fine. Michael's not here. It's fine. We're
Exactly.
chilling.
Right, moving on to
AV Eel is
second.
not a real Pokemon. It is, I guess, but it is not a reliable.
AV anything is
Kyurem.
good. That's the second set I run is AV.
True. It's not a reliable Kyurem switch in though.
No.
Second.
AV isn't reliable. It's temporary fixes, which is,
True.
I appreciate it. And that's why I use it. But
All right, let's.
Yeah.
Second
did,
is
get it.
did they win? Let's find out.
Goose Fart. Mr. Fart.
Goose. It's the goose.
Lando I mean, like, immediately. Lando I Kyurem.
Lando I Kyurem is great. I love Lando I Kyurem a lot.
Oh, look, it's
The
Kyurem.
basic Goosebon with Vaporeon. This motherfucker got Vaporeon again.
Yeah, I really like how there's a Deca Sidui on the team.
Decacidui. Okay. Weezing Galar is, I guess, okay here. I don't know. Maybe.
I think you needed another rocker. Goose, you needed another rocker. Actually,
I don't know. I
think it's
I
alright.
think the Rockers are pretty good.
And the
Pretty darn
most
good.
based Vigoroth I've seen in my life.
yeah,
think-
so true.
I think the removal is kind of dog water.
It really is, yeah.
I think you could have gotten better pivots with this.
I mean, the pivots
I
that
think
are
it's
there
alright.
are really there, though.
Yeah. I think Parting Shot and Sonora is amazing for
Oh,
this
I love
team.
Instin's so good.
Parting Shot into Lando, like slow Parting Shot into Lando I Kyurem is amazing.
Wish Vape is pulling a lot of weight, which I respect.
Yeah.
There's good Scarfers, but I'm still gonna complain about capping at 108. It's
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
my very specific reason is with both Terrakion and Landorus. Kyurem honestly can run Scarf just fine, but Terrakion and Landorus so often can't beat shit unless they have a boosting item. and then they
Yeah.
triple themselves by being forced Scarf. I think Terrakion is the worst offender of that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not like
Force Scarf
that
or
doesn't ruin the
Force
team at all.
Ghost Scarf Vigoroth
Force
every week.
Rock Polish potentially. Yeah, I think this team is generally pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty.
Again, another team that honestly has mons that will come a good amount.
Lots of
Yeah.
lots
Oh,
of cons.
no.
God damn it! All right.
Uh-huh.
That's
why
our
your team's
cue.
in second, Goose. That's why your team's in second.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
pulling all that weight. Okay, first place.
First
First
place
place.
is Lodza.
Yes, the Urshifu team that I wish I had, but just the first 3 or 4. That's all.
That's all.
Oh goodness.
Why is there a
All right.
Torterra on this team?
I don't fucking know, but look at the rest
They
of
beat
it.
Electric.
I mean,
They
yeah.
beat Electrics, and that's probably it.
I mean, like, but Mega Steelix does that just fine.
Yeah, that should.
True.
I don't know why Mega. I
Um,
don't know why Tortura is here.
The
Probably
first,
just
I feel
probably-
like the first 3 are gonna come every week, but I don't think that's a bad thing
obviously.
here.
I think
like,
they will. Yeah.
Those, I would have liked some more physical pressure here, because all it is Urshifu, essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
Steelix
Downflame
does a
doesn't
little bit of
count.
that.
It does,
Mega
but
Steelix
yeah,
is
I would
fine.
like a little more. I think you could have gotten something else, because I don't think you needed any more special pressure after Latios Gengar. In my
I
opinion.
really don't think you needed Vikavolt here.
Vikavolt's fine.
Vikavolt's fine, but like I feel like
Yeah.
it's supporting with a lot of special pressure that something else could have helped with.
Yeah. I think rocks here are right. They're not anything special.
Low ass.
They work.
I thank God. I thank the Lord every day for drafting Mega Steelix as in Lodza, because otherwise this team is obnoxiously weak to knock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty fucking Hazards weak in general.
Yeah.
It has solid removers, but when you're that Hazards weak, it's
all of the removers, if they get knocked, they're not like they don't want to defog anymore. Truly.
Yeah, and if it's Lottie, then it's just dead.
If
Yeah.
it's Lottie, then it's a Lottie that's running defog, and you're a lot less scared of it. So
Yeah.
it's a new type of L. Yeah, I do think that flyings are a bit of trouble. Like a well played Torrent just kind of vibes on this team.
Yep.
Even Zapdos really just like kind of chills for a lot of the time, but it's a very good team.
I mean, Zapdos can just run Heat Wave.
Yeah.
It can. It just needs
U-turn,
something to break
that too.
through Blissey, and that's it. That's just the Zapdos game.
Yeah, I mean Blissey is like a band-aid. It's especially against mons with pivoting moves.
Physical Zapdos, anyone?
No.
No.
I'm okay.
I ran it once.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, let's move on. It's 10:28.
We don't talk about it. Yeah, let's
Can
get it.
we give these next two like a solid 45 minutes?
Next two.
We can try.
I'm not gonna leave after midnight. I'm gonna stay till we're done, but like
Yeah.
Flame Charge Division, which is green. I think green's
Flame charging.
He is flaming for sure. Flame charging.
Yeah, charging up there.
All right, let's we'll try and speed. Well, what?
The best div also. Totally.
Yep. Right. You know, loads that definitely use flame charge a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see who's 16, which is Shiny. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure this was like
Unanimous.
unanimous. Yeah. No, wait. Kron voted 15, I think.
No, I didn't vote on this little.
This was basically unanimous.
Yeah, this was basically unanimous.
Essentially, what the hell happened?
This team,
RMG with like some absolutely horrid removal.
Can we talk about round 3 Aloma Mola in round 5?
Hyper-Aromatisse.
I'm honestly, I'm guessing that's a trade. There's no way it wasn't.
I don't think it
wasn't?
was.
Dude,
I don't
that's
think
pretty sure.
Aloma Mola got drafted. I specifically remember seeing that and being like, what the fuck?
Mono Rocks Ride On is real Chad shit.
Oh yeah, Mono Hazard's Rhydon is
Yeah.
great, and Mono Moltres Rotom Defog is cool.
What are you talking about? Mega Absol is right there.
Um,
Yeah, true.
I mean, the first two are like fine at setting up, but the problem
Yeah.
is
everything else.
yeah, that's the thing is with Zygarde and Steela, in order to properly support them, you need to cover everything that they're not doing, and you also need to give them good chip to break through things. And I just don't see this,
This
team
team
being
does
able
not
to
have
do
it.
that.
How did Lele make it to pick 7 is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
That's a good
Lele
question.
Lele has
It's-
fallen off recently. Like I haven't seen it as much. I think
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh,
I think it's good. I don't think it. I think it's
um,
alright
th-
here.
this thing's Ghost Switch into Mega
I
Absol.
was gonna say it probably goes without saying, yeah, horrendously goes sweet.
Mhm.
You know, those speed tiers are, I think, ooh,
I will simply be having a good time with Gengar.
yeah.
That's what we love to see.
Kiram is also gonna just
We keep revisiting Kiro.
Kiram go
I
bird.
love it.
you know, again, like it's the free talking point. You don't know what to talk about. Yeah, Kiram fucks
Kiram
this team
fucks
probably,
this
right?
Yeah.
And yes, it does.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Aromatisse just gets like vibed on.
Yeah.
Goose said it best. This team hits softer than a fourth grader.
I can't argue that.
This team is just.
Very true
I
stuff.
can't do that.
I want to
I
see
think
special
that's
Absol.
enough of that.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want to see
unfortunate.
special Absol. I'm okay.
It's not a good idea to have a team that can't beat a Mon once it's behind a sub if you're gonna draft a Lola Mola and a Moongus. That's just my personal
I
recommendation.
agree. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
No, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's move on to 15th, which is also kind of depressing. Shikapix. Okay, from what I hear, Juke helped with this team.
I think Barraskewda is based before anyone.
I agree.
About it.
Here's the thing, I agree. I just don't understand why it's the only water type on this team.
I don't know. Offensive water. Raw Scuda. Scuda is raw as fuck.
How is it possible that this team has 4 fighting resists, but none of them are good whatsoever to switch into fightings?
That's hilarious.
That's
I think,
very
okay,
hilarious.
when I saw this top 3, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a scary team.
Yeah.
But
And everything else is just like, what?
isn't-
Apparently, they're really upset that their Miltank got taken.
Miltank
Yikes.
is
Oh,
not
no.
fixing. I mean,
No.
honestly, I think Chansey is around on par with Miltank.
They
Yeah,
want it.
definitely
They
is.
wanted it for
I
the
think it's
fire
I think it's
resist.
downright better with yeah, I think it's downright better with this team.
I
Just because
agree.
of teleport, but
Why is there an Orbeetle on my screen?
I mean,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
Webs with Gyapdos and Nidoking, I'll give them.
Yeah,
Guess so.
I agree.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Webs are strong with this.
I think Shikapix is going to have to play in a very specific way to pull this off. I think it's...
if any
See that,
fire,
yeah.
I think if any fire type baits or they somehow get to kill their Heatran, a lot of fires can do mad work versus this team.
Yeah.
Especially since, yeah, I mean Chansey, but like Chansey is really exploitable. As solid as it is, like
No.
most ghost types can set up on it.
Taunt bait, yeah.
Will just said
Exactly.
Eldegoss is the most pumpable Pokemon in the world. And I absolutely agree.
It is literally a
True.
ball. That is true.
True.
It is just a ball. It's adorable. I'll say that. Eldegoss is adorable. I don't know. I think it got drafted in all 4 divisions, right?
I don't fucking know.
For
I'm
whatever.
pretty sure people always draft Eldegoss because on paper it's got a lot going for it.
It does, but it's kind of like Duraludon. It's got a lot going for it on paper, but
Speaking of Eldegoss, how do you guys feel about mono Eldegoss removal?
awful. That's like the reason I put this at 16.
Oh my god, wait, I didn't see that.
I was
Yeah.
I was just like, man, that
It does
Eldegoss
get
is coming
U-turned,
on.
But like, but it doesn't. Oh,
It doesn't
No,
get
it
U-turn.
It does not get any. Yeah, it does
I
not get
thought
any
it did. That's
momentum.
crazy.
Nope, no momentum.
It gets
Go.
Pollen
Oh
Puff.
boy.
Don't talk. That's not real.
All right.
All right.
I don't want to
14th.
talk about it.
Yeah, let's move on to 14th, which is Ready. I like this team.
I
Let's
like
see.
his team too.
I really
Seems
don't think I did. I can't remember what I ranked it.
I'm
don't think
pretty
you did
sure
as well.
you
I didn't
ranked.
think so
I think
myself,
you
but-
and Kron ranked it really low, and then I just ranked it high. Like I think I ranked this like.
Ranked it, like
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
I
yeah.
think I
13th.
I think I ranked this
Something
like
like that.
7th, which I mean 7th isn't all that high, but again I really like Mega Lopunny plus Blacephalon, and I think Zero Aura really helps a lot with it.
Mhm.
Ground resist just doesn't exist though, because I mean Vileplume's not a ground resist. It's not going to be taking too many hits. The speed tiers are awful. You know, 143 to 135 is okay, but I mean, like, I feel like something else could have written that bit, right? From 130.
91 to
Yeah.
107 isn't great.
Yeah.
Fuck. I remember really not liking this. I mean, I don't like the removal at all. Shocker. I hate most teams' removals nowadays. I'm shaking my cane at it.
Yeah.
I think this team would appreciate. Dude, I'm broken record ass. This team would appreciate Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
there's the thing though, like a lot of teams appreciate Wish.
and
Well,
it's
yeah. That's
not
why
hard
Wish
to
is.
get.
Yeah.
It's really not hard to get.
Why is there no like? I feel like something even just like a, literally just a Kangaskhan would be cool here.
How are you gonna draft Mega Lop and then make Vileplume and Klefki your ways of breaking fairies?
Yeah, that's a. What the fuck? Why? Why would you do that to
Max
yourself? That's
Vileplume.
terrible.
Jake
But
is
yeah, this team, unless they just decide to stay on like a Banded Zera or Lando or a Specs Blessef or whatever, if you like play your fairy right, you can take a nap on like 60% of this roster.
I will agree
I
with
mean,
Jake.
I
It's a
think-
it's a really good HO team, and that's the reason why I ranked it like 7th in the end. Like I tend to rank HO teams higher than y'all from the looks of it.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I do
I just think
tend
that's
to-
generally a mindset of.
I
like,
tend to look
HO
at
will work, but there's definitely glaring weaknesses with it.
I
exactly.
agree.
It's hard to have perfect HO, and I typically just go straight to typings, which is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy to do. I'll admit, I'm taking the easy way out, but also
I'm
like,
taking the easy way out.
but the problem is, at least with the way I play, it's very uncomfortable if you don't have a way of breaking something or a way of at least answering something. And
Yeah,
I feel like this team-
that's how I play.
this team
Also,
doesn't have strong
yeah.
enough offense to justify it.
Mhm.
Like just because if you're gonna commit to the hyper offense, commit to the hyper offense. Like there's a lot of gaps of stuff that can't get broken easily. Like ground types don't get broken super easily. Vileplume and Slowking are your ground breakers. It's the same sort of deal. I don't think it's unusable at all. I think
No, it's definitely
in
not.
the hands of the right player, they can definitely
The
do
question,
really well.
yeah.
You just smash through a lot of teams. I just personally see a lot of gaps that annoy me.
Question is Reddy the right player?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll
Maybe
see, I guess.
we'll see. Get Blacephalon to kill leader again. Just make it,
No, I'm
leader.
okay. I'm trying to see I'm trying to see that green. That's all.
All right, let's move on to 13th, which is Crocodile. Why is there a Mega Miniatric on my screen?
That's a great question.
Like, I'm sorry, Mega Miniatric's dog water.
I don't really think Mega Miniatric needs to be here at all.
Yeah, I agree.
The
only
I guess it's just an electric type. I don't think you truly need it.
I agree.
I guess it helps with flyings. I think that's the only. Yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, I think it does help with flyings. I think that's about all it's here for.
mhm.
You already answer waters enough as is.
Crocodile being the only real like rocker on this team because like realistically, mini
Oh
is
yeah,
not
no,
a
Mini are
rocker.
never
that's
coming.
bad.
That's
Not a
really
rocker.
bad. Your defoggers are awful.
Yeah, none of those
Not
mons
good.
ever want to run defog.
On a Volcarona team, I mean, I know it has
Goose,
to run boots every
It's
single
got
week.
boots, yeah,
It
but
runs boots
like,
every week, but like
Yeah.
Knock does exist, and Knock is also pretty prevalent against this team. Because like stuff like Halucha and Umbreon, it doesn't appreciate it. Like Pex can absorb a Knock. I'll give Pex that. But
Goose, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it being the only one is not good.
and also Minior, a cool Minior is not running rocks. A cool Minior is gonna kill everything.
Yes.
True. It's just click and smash.
Yeah.
That's all.
Shit, I thought I had more to say.
It is a funny mod, though.
True.
It is.
Very funny.
I don't know what to say about this. I mean,
I think the first, if you look at this team, I think the big thing that sticks out to me as someone who doesn't doesn't like doesn't like this type of play style, the pivots are just atrocious. Like the pivot
Yeah.
game is
none
like,
of them
is
really
god
want to
awful.
run. I think the only thing that is like fairly commonly running pivot moves is Madetric.
X is effectively
really
a pivot,
funny.
which I will give props to. Umbreon and Melmetal can do okay at that. I just feel like the team is it's gonna struggle to get in stuff like Lottie and Volcrona and actually do stuff.
Yeah, Jake, I agree with that. Lucia is definitely a HO staple, and I think otherwise it kind of just doesn't really fit the best for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have
Is what
anything
it
else to
Yeah,
say with
me neither.
this. It is what it is.
It is
Yeah.
what it is. Next up, yippee.
12th, which is Kurapika. Well, at least it.
Definitely not
I
how you
hate
say that. It's fine.
Look, I never say any of the Hunter x Hunter characters right. Okay.
Is that what it's from?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they pronounce it Kurapika in the show.
That's pretty funny, actually.
That is really funny.
I've been calling them
At least,
this entire time.
at
Okay.
least it is not. You know, at least we don't have to look at Coco Mega Medi again.
This team's super
Wow, I
interesting.
see. I was gonna say, Goose. Yeah, I'm with you. Where's our Coco?
I
No, but
I think the top four work pretty well, but that's about all I can really say for this.
agree. Like,
I think the
Crobat's
top
fine.
I think the top four should come every week, and then
I like. Sorry. I like Vaporeon and Swampert individually. I like them both on the team. I also think if you bring more than one of them a week, that's not very wise.
Vaporeon does not need to be here.
It doesn't. No.
I think Vaporeon. I respect its role because I think it's having like very fat wish and a slow pivot similar to Pert. I like that.
Yeah,
I just don't think
that's
Vaporeon was
right.
the choice whatsoever.
Goose is freaking out over Swamp. Baby.
Yeah, Goose's clown ass had the
True.
the fucking Pert vape core.
I won bottom tip. Remember
I don't know why Goose.
Yeah.
Goose
Remember when
Goose
Vape?
three.
Remember when Vape
You know what?
had so many, like 12 kills?
I
Uh,
don't want to remember that season. But
that was
whatever.
such. I'm so glad
Yeah,
I didn't have to battle Goose that season.
I
If
did. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
I think I'm going to switch divisions to D3 and then draft Spectrier and then just have fun against this team.
Yeah, true.
I would love to do.
Like,
I would.
holy shit. Shadow Ball spam is like
Yeah.
obnoxiously
You're
fun.
only-
What about a Salt Vest Persian?
Dude, Persian A is an absolute goated mon, but
It
it is
is.
not a great.
No, it is
No,
not.
stop it.
No, it's not a.
Persian A
ghost.
is niche for.
It is not right for double kicking. Don't say that.
Yeah, Persian A is good,
It is
but
right
not
for a
necessarily-
whole ass Gengar. I wonder who has that.
Yeah, Fur
Wow.
could exist, but not for Shadow Ball.
Yeah, imagine.
I know that's not what you're saying. I'm just being bitchy. But I also think that as soon as you hit, they go Zapdos, Mega Medi, Aegislash, and then holy shit, this team is really passive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
There's like,
passive.
what are you? You're prepping for like some niche Pert, Crobat, and Magmortar sets, and that's basically it for offense.
Yeah, I'd probably prep.
Outside of the top three, obviously.
Yeah,
Like, you gotta
I was
prep
about to
Iggy
mention
Zap,
that.
of
I was like
course.
alone.
I feel like Zap is kind of forced into offense here, while it
And
kind
the
of.
problem with problem with that
Mhm.
sort of thing is it's not really a stall team, or at least it doesn't effectively work as a stall team. And if you're gonna run that, and if you're not gonna run stall, then you need to have things that people prep for, because people can run some really unhinged shit
Roar.
against you if they only have to have like, if they can build a few nice designated mons and then just have your entire team at checkmate.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, okay.
We're
Yep.
going to move on to
I'm done with
11th.
this.
11.
11th is Frandy.
I think I
Ooh.
ranked this team a lot lower.
I ranked this team pretty high. I like the way it supports Megazord X a lot.
I think this team is super interesting.
I definitely
don't
think it's
know.
interesting is the right word. I will never understand Shellmate. I know it's like a Urshifu check. I will still
Is
never.
it?
That
Since when?
literally that's what people use for their Urshifu check.
What is an
That's funny.
Urshifu check? What are you saying?
Like Shellmate. People use Shellmate as an
Oh
Urshifu
yeah,
check.
they do use it. Yeah,
Pretty
because
funny.
it gets shell armor. Yeah, it's immune
Yeah, it's a very niche
wicked
pick
blow.
in my
Or it's not
opinion.
immune to wicked blow, but it doesn't take crit. Yeah, sure.
It's a very niche pick in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think
I
this
think-
team is overall fine.
I think my biggest problem with this team is that, like, Scald is such a
Scald,
good
yeah.
move against this roster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I know that they can definitely beat bulky waters, which I respect, but Scald is just really, really strong. I love the offense. I don't love some of the particular options they went with. Again,
Why
some
is Miltank getting drafted in round 5?
Yeah.
Etc.
timeout. Miltank's so good. Goated Mon.
It's goaded, but I'm not drafting
No, but
in round
yeah,
5.
the fact that Fundy went that late is kind of depressing.
I agree. I should have drafted something, but it's okay. We'll talk about it.
I feel like Scizor is getting a lot put on it here, which I think isn't good for it. It's not healthy. Uh, because the thing is, it's a team where Guizing and Scizor are gonna have to be your blanket check. Like, here's the thing: I have the same problem with 3 different mons on this team: Scizor, Blastoise, Guizing. I've used all of them. I think they're all good mons. I think they all also get forced into just blanket checking every ground, rock, and ghost, or not ghost, sorry, ground, rock, and fighting, and the 3 of them, they can very easily get overwhelmed and want to be doing other things, but they can't.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yep.
I appreciate Wheezing though.
Yeah.
I'm an appreciator. Now
I
that Fran's gone, I'm
appreciate
allowed
it.
to say that.
I have not had good experiences with G-Weezing, but that's
I
just
think it might
me.
be.
I like G Weezing.
I don't think it's that big a step above regular Wheezing. I won't lie, but that's my personal opinion. I think it's still a very good one.
I personally think it has lost me several games.
I will say.
Simply.
Oh yeah. Also, why is there a round 3 Conkeldurr? I feel like that's a little weird.
That's a little weird, but
I will say this team doesn't necessarily absolutely need Wish.
I think it likes Wish.
I think it
doesn't
likes
need
Wish, but I
I
think
was
there's other
I was gonna
teams.
bring up. Sorry, one.
I think there's other teams that are like worse without it. I think this team's okay without it.
Exactly. That's why I was.
Mhm.
This is the one non-wish team where I didn't bring it up. I was like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll let it pass this time. I don't like Zorak at all, but I'm not gonna bring my personal opinion into this, even if I really want to.
I
Zoroark.
don't like Zoroark
I
either.
don't like Zoroark
It
either.
exists, I guess.
It does
Zork is
exist.
So I drafted Zorak in low tier and it didn't do shit. It's so hard to bring to games. It's just not as strong as you would think it is. And the
You
mind
gotta
games
have the
don't
right mind. Yeah, you gotta have the right mind games for it.
Yeah, it's one
But like,
use.
it's so hard. You can't in prep. It's so awkward because you can't really play around mind games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Alright.
think
we're ready for 10th.
Why not?
10th is DD.
This is a weird team.
This is a really weird team. I agree. After Mew, Weavile, Gliscor, and Fernape, it kind of just falls off a little bit.
Yeah, I see that. I think this is one of the most fairy weak teams I've seen ever. Period.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got.
Magnezone as a solo steal was okay in that D1 team. Here it's like unforgivably bad.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I get Magnezone. You think about why you draft Magnezone, right? You think it traps steals and kills them typically, or at least forces Shed Shell. This team has Gliscor and Fernape, Suicune, Mega All. It has so many mons that have a ton of easy options to beat steals. So I get Mag Weavile, but I really think Mag is kind of wasted here.
Yeah, I think it could have definitely been used on a just straight up better steal that could actually like help this team with some
Yeah.
of its kind of weaknesses. So
Bold take, Kirim beats this. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but
at this
bulky-
point, it's not a bold take at all.
I know
It's-
that's
yeah.
I know. Bulky waters are a huge bitch for this team. In general, just most bulky waters that can like toxic and scald spam are a problem. Which, yeah, not cool. I mean, Gliscor, as soon as Gliscor becomes a good knock resist as soon as the game starts, pretty much. But
Yeah.
still,
Oh, hello?
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
it.
Yep. Thanks.
So, yep.
All right. Move on to ninth. Porpoise.
There he is.
I haven't said this since D1, so I'm allowed to say it
Oh
again.
my fucking
This
god!
is a team that
this
should not work at all. This
This
should
Poor-
man, no, this
I
this
wanted to
man
hate this
came
team
up to
so
me.
badly,
Look,
but it somehow was.
He
I don't
told
mind
me he
it
was
at
trying
all.
to draft double weather. I'm like, my boy, what the fuck? What the fuck?
here's
are you doing?
here's the first line I have written down is this is the absolute best team I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's all you need to say.
Exactly. I mean, this team's busted. I mean, Pelipper, Dracovish. That's all you need.
True.
I do really like the rain aspect. I will say I tried to prevent the double weather aspect. But
I don't think I've
he
ever
was
seen-
persistent.
He is very
That's all I'm
persistent
gonna
when it
say.
comes. He's done this before too.
I haven't seen a team support Heliolisk this good ever. Like it
Same.
does so fucking much here.
Yeah.
Like it's really good for beating those bulky waters, which are otherwise a huge, not great. They're a pretty big problem for this team. Outside of Fish
Mhm.
pretty much trying to fist through them every week. I do think it's a little bit slow personally, but when it's this fat, I don't think it's a massive.
Now, to be
Yeah.
fair,
And they do have Hippo Vish. There is the
They do
rain
have
aspect.
speed options.
to
for
be
sure.
fair, he
Right.
Porpoise did drop Gibro and Maractus for like Rose Raid, something else. Rose Raid Pinsir.
Okay.
I think
That's all right.
I think Rose Raid actually kind of makes the team a little bit better.
I do too. I
One
think
of
Rose
the-
makes the team
what-
a lot better actually.
One of the things this
agree.
team had a really hard time patching up was water ground specifically. So like Swampert came in pretty free. Even like Quagsire.
Water grounds do not come in pretty free except for
Oh.
Quag.
This is
I
one
guess.
team you're not allowed to say that about. It has Mega Sizz, the singular Kiramancer.
Oh.
Yeah, what's the size?
Seismitoad does, I guess, come in, but
It's kind of Kira weak, guys.
It's
guys,
no.
way.
I would argue it has Sylph Mega Sizz. It somehow
Yeah,
isn't
for
Kira weak.
real.
You can't even argue that. That's
Is
how
that
good this
literally
team is.
the first time we've said that all night? Probably so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Paige. I probably only didn't rank it higher out of spite, because legitimately it does deal with like most of the problems you can try and find for it.
Yeah.
You know-
I'm interested to see. I'm very intrigued to see how it functions. I don't know, Specs Shadow Ball. I'm intrigued to see how it functions in play, just because it's very strange but seems solid on paper. I think the big thing that I am worried about for this team, for your behalf, Purpose, is that I think you're gonna be, because of how good your low tier picks are and how effective they are. I think you are gonna be wanting to bring a lot of those mons every week and struggling to fit everything in. Like, there's a lot of mons that are just good designated checks to stuff, but then that means that you're bringing it as the designated check every week, and it's gonna be fairly limiting and also on the predictable side. But I think it's manageable.
I think so too. I will say I like how Porpoise said he's not memeing this time, and then grab double weather.
Mm-hmm.
Double weather is no joke. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah,
a
what do you
pretty
mean?
good. I feel like rain works really well.
Why
with
not
this
just
team.
get a third weather?
Yeah, why not just grab all four?
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. Maractus does have chlorophyll, so there
Yeah.
you go.
True.
You already have your abuser.
And then you
just need
also
to better.
have dry skin Leolisk, of course.
That's true. I mean, actually, solar
Or
power.
what solar power?
Ironically,
Yeah, no, that's what I
yeah.
meant. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my advice to you would be get rid of that Mega Sizz and just draft Torkoal.
Yeah, I agree.
Get rid of the Mega Sizz.
Yep. Megasis is the worst Pokemon in draft. I
Yeah,
can
that's the big weakness here.
no, like y'all think I'm joking. I'm serious.
Base take right there.
Like
All right, let's
Goose,
let's move
ignore
on to
it.
8th, which is
Ignore me. Ignore me.
a
Fine.
eighth it is. Go.
8th,
Click it.
which is Cats.
I hate to say it. This team's pretty carefree. Not I mean in general. No,
Damn it.
this team is. I don't like their ways of beating ices. I personally am not. I like Arcanine a lot. I just don't think it's good as an ice switch in.
Yeah, I agree completely. It is not.
Wow, Mega Gallade Clef. Never seen that one before.
Wow. Who would ever draft that?
Same. Why did Corviknight make it to round 4?
I think this team is gonna good because it's awful. I think this team is
Corviknight's
gonna get
amazing.
cap. This team is gonna get taunted to hell and back.
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is. Oh,
like,
well.
Clef, Corv, Mudsdale, Canine,
Even
arguably
Dragonite, yeah.
Yeah, arguably D-Knight. I think that having Starmie and kind of Arcanine as your only special offense is really bad. The special offense is like almost
non-existent.
I wouldn't call it unusable, but the special offense is piss poor.
There's kind of there's a Lapras there, kind of.
That is not a.
I like Lapras. I just don't think
as the special offense. Do you wanna see like Life Orb, Magic Guard, Clef, or something?
That
I guess.
that is
you want to run that, but then you
probably
lose to
not.
those fightings.
Yeah, that's exactly the predicament.
Man, I used to run that on ladder a long time ago.
No, we don't talk about that set mage. No.
What says?
I think that whoever has Zapdos is gonna just love this team.
Yep.
Because it's very slow, but I don't know if it definitely has. I'm not gonna ever say it's got a bad backbone. It's a very fat team. The bulk is very high quality. I would just personally say that for a team this slow with as few usable like boosters like Scarfers, like as in it's basically kind of Starmie and then Zarude for Scarfers. It's a little too passive, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Move on to
move on.
Move on to
Let's keep it
7th, which is Beige. Tapu
I took a lot
Koko.
of notes for this team.
Tapu Koko
There he
Kiram. Beige, unmute me right now. Oh boy.
No, I don't want to talk about your team, Beige. Oh lord.
Joe, this team does the best against Kiram.
I like this team actually.
All I'm gonna say is I fuck with those double low tier normals.
I will say I hate Ambipom.
What? Ambi is so good.
Ambi is awful. What do you mean? Ambi is awful.
Don't listen to this slander. Don't listen to this slander at all.
Everything else on this team is pretty good, though.
I will say my big complaints, just so I get them out of the way, and so I can give this team hearts and eyes. This team is really just not. It's not a good friend to most ices. It's very ice weak. Thank God Kiram's on the team.
Yeah.
Regardless, it is still very ice weak. I also think that if there's ever a team that would appreciate some Wish, having Donphan, Pharaoh, Mega Blastoise, Muckalola, Mesprit be the core of your defense, and not having Wish is kind of shitty.
It's kind of a sin, honestly.
Where's the Kangaskhan? Where is it?
I'm assuming it got sniped because Kang is the absolute goat.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
sir.
no way, dude. Base.
No,
I don't
that's
know.
a base take.
Can't respect
No.
that. King is so good.
Licky is not better.
He's like 5 points more, and it does like barely more. Actually,
No,
Lickitung.
Lickitung.
I used to draft Lickitung all the time. That's a fun one.
Lickitung's goated.
I like Urshifu Rapid here, which I don't say often about Urshifu Rapid. I think they support it pretty darn well.
I think they support
I
Mega
agree.
Blastoise pretty well too.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. This is another. I love all the Mega Blastoise love. This draft has been such
Cool
I've
Mega
been happy to
Blastoise
see it.
teams, honestly.
Yeah,
I like it.
good removal for again.
Yep.
This is like the 5th team with good removal.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is nice because it's kind of on the Hazards weekend. I would personally argue.
I mean,
in terms of the mons, not in terms of actually being
the
shit
play
to
style,
Hazards.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it effectively is fine. I think that Mesprit is gonna be pulling a lot of weight against Fightings. Fightings are a bit of a problem. But I mean, Coco's there, and Coco's great, so
Yep.
it's not that big an issue. So I like this team. Very good team. I like the hazards. I think the pivoting is pretty great. I like the synergies. Good team.
Good
Yeah,
team. Yeah,
I think so
pretty
too.
good team. Move on
Minor issues.
to 6th, which is Joe, another Lando I team. Who's Joe?
Yes, the fabled Lando Ajirachi core.
Yeah, that's a very interesting core right there.
I honestly can't tell. Is it bad? No.
I've
I
seen
do.
it a little bit.
Have you?
Yeah. Wi-Fi. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
I maybe it's because I personally like a lot of the mons on this team, but I really do like it.
I do like a lot of the mons on this team. I feel like this
Yeah.
is another team that has a lot of mons that can just come a lot.
Yep.
So true. I think I'm trying not to make the obvious jokes. I respect in an offensive team like such as this, you look for it and it makes me happy. It has one of the best balances I may have seen ever of setup, of scarfers, of breaking. It pretty much like I guess it could do with being I'm lying. Never mind. It couldn't do with being slightly more physical. The balance of everything is just superbly well put together. Mandibuzz pulls a good amount of weight here, I won't lie, but it should be able to do the job just fine. I think Edgequake is potentially the biggest issue for this team, but Serena...
There's a
Landers...
whole Komodo here.
True. Fat Como is quite possibly a fine answer to that.
Yeah.
Removal's good.
Komodo's the best Pokemon.
I would say.
I think removal's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Wish with Prim, and Como, and Raikou.
Yeah.
Good Scarfers. Yeah. Yeah, I that's a thumbs up from me.
Pretty good team, yeah. Alright, we ready to move on to 5th?
Yeah. Let's go.
And 5th is Wansinto. I hope I'm saying that right.
I think I put this team first.
I'm pretty sure you did, yeah.
I love this team.
As an avid Torn Regen fan, this is pretty good.
I'm happy I put this team first.
Yeah, you did put this first.
Maybe it's because half the mons are just mons I really like, but shut up. It's such a fun team. I think arguably the thing that's the biggest problem is it's pretty ground weak. Audino's a good wish passer, but still having a lot of similar mons that are weak. None of their ground weak mons have great recovery, and Avalon can pretty much just get toxic. But I mean, otherwise, I'm just a big fan of this team.
I think it looks cool. I think things like the regen core, I think Seismitoad and Cineroar are pretty good for this team, and then getting that late round Mega Chomp is pretty crazy, honestly.
I think Cart Mienshao is pretty obnoxious to prep for. You have Mega Chomp for that, and it becomes just excessive.
Yeah,
and it's not like
there's not a FizzDev Pokemon I can think of that reliably could beat that, or a combination that could beat that.
This team is pretty mid into Kyurem, I would say.
Yeah, mid
Not
Kyurem.
the
Mid into
worst,
Kyurem.
not the best. But
Damn.
it's better than a lot of other teams.
Very
so
much better than
we'll
a
give-
lot of it.
we'll give it brownie points for the Kyurem answering. I like the pivoting. I'd like to mention personally the pivots are super reliable, and consistent.
I
And
don't.
I think this team has the potential to do incredibly well.
I think this
Yeah.
team has a lot of potential. There's just a few picks that I have a question about, and the main one's Avalug. Like,
Uh,
why is there a coffee table right here?
I don't know.
think
He's just kind of there.
He
He's
is
My
kind of
guess-
just.
thing.
My guess
I
was
don't
it's
know.
there exclusively for Mamoswine, and if it is there for that, then I respect it because
I respect it
Mamoswine
too,
is a
because this
huge
team gets shafted by Mamoswine.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it does good.
I feel like it was
Against-
there for spin more because like this Pokemon, this team's
No, I think it was here for Mamoswine here, but
Possibly.
the removal also isn't.
If it's there for
entirely
spin,
that
it shouldn't be.
reliable.
It's a
you
shit.
shouldn't.
spinner.
Yeah, it's an awful
Yeah.
spinner.
But yes,
But like its removal is pretty bad.
I will say,
Yeah.
yeah, the removal's not ideal, especially with a lot of grounded bonds. I think Audino has a lot of weight on its back, just because a lot of these mons really need the wish, but it's good. I think it's fun. I give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up too. We're ready to move on to Ford.
Yep.
Move on to Ford, which is Hayes.
Hey,
I think I ranked
yeah.
this. I think I ranked this team second. Didn't someone rank it 15th?
That might have been me.
You ranked it 12th, I think.
12th. Yeah, very low.
I'll let y'all talk about this real quick. I'll try.
All right. I think. Okay, wait. Let me get my notes. I think Urshifu Gengar is amazing. Like, 3 people drafted it this season. I think. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
I would say that.
I think that's a pretty pretty good. Why am I here? That's a pretty good duo. No.
Don't talk about my Eviolite mods like that. They'll say that.
I was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
say,
There's a.
before anything else, holy knock week, Batman. This is
Yeah.
this
I,
team is one of the
you know
most
what?
knockoff week teams I have seen in my entire life.
Why?
I'll let y'all talk a little more about this. I gotta say some things about this.
Alright.
Everything is either holding an Eviolite, weak to knock, or like Rock's weak and trying to hold boots. It's like, dude, I don't know. The knock thing was the one that really stood out to me. I think that Drill is okay here. I like that it's a good remover. I think Sandless Drill is pretty solid. I just think that honestly, you could have. I feel like you could have upgraded Hippopotas to Gigalith. I'm pretty sure Hippo plus Clawitzer can make Gigalith, and Clawitzer. There's no terrain. I don't really understand why it's here personally. It's definitely not a bulky water if that's why it was drafted.
Probably not a bulky water.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
just-
definitely not.
If Baby Hippo comes to more than one of like 2 or 3 matches, it's not the best. It's Baby Hippo, dude. It's
Yeah,
really
it
not
is very
good.
much Baby Hippo.
So my kind of story with this team is I basically wanted to draft that first 3 and then kind of draft around it with like Rotom Heat P2. And then I basically saw the next 2 still there. I'm like, fuck it. I was like, Urshifu Necro is something I've seen do really well, of course, with Wi-Fi especially. Seen my
It's
man
just- I don't
Shuckle
know.
King do well with that. And I just saw Drill and I was trying like I basically neglected getting a good steal and a good fairy. And I just said like fuck it, drill into value. That was kind of my game plan with that.
Offense is impeccable, but I just think as soon as you get past like the top 4 or 5, it's like unhinged. I like
Yeah.
Necro.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's for a very, very offensive team. The pivoting is, Rotom Heat P2 are up there as like some of just the greatest pivots you can have in general.
Yep.
But those Mons really have a lot of work to be done as unless you're running defensive Necro each week, which you basically may have to.
Yeah.
Basically being the entire defensive core. And I mean, those Mons, they like to do some other things too.
Yeah.
So I think that's
My main thing with this team is
they're a very
this team just
offensive
looked
team. Sorry.
fucking fun.
Oh, it does look
It
fun.
looks very
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
I'm just like to. There's a lot to. I'm just gonna complain about it anyway. I think it's really slow as well for a very offensive team.
Hmm.
Uh,
I agree.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
I've had nothing but negative. I do like the offense is so good.
It's alright.
This looks like a really fun team. I just think that there's the issues are kind of outweighing a lot of the positives. But if you have fun with it and just bring like crazy offensive sets every week, you might like absolutely destroy. I could see it.
I could see
Yeah.
it too, yeah. Right, remember, ready to move on to
I'm good.
Thirth? Right. Thirth is Blaze.
Goated team.
Go-to team, yeah.
True. Code team
Also
with
a
a
very
graph
weird
locked.
team.
Huh?
We love graph locked.
Yeah, okay, so there's only one flying resist on this team, and it's a Mega Mawile.
Yes.
Yikes.
That's a big problem.
Huge problem. I would also personally say webs are good. I like webs, but webs do not mean you can just draft a really slow ass team. Like the speed tiers here are piss poor.
123 to
Yeah.
100.
Both Hoopa and Mawile enjoy having like speedier mons that can help them out. And discounting Scarfictini, or I guess Scarfing Hoopa, it's Noivern, and Noivern's not coming every week. I think Trick Room would do well for this team. Blissey doesn't get that, does it? I don't think it does. All right, I don't think Blissey gets Trick Room. I do think a Trick Room setter would
Yeah,
personally.
it's not, no.
I'd say that would certainly help this team because webs really you can't rely on them at all. It's just a fact. Boots are super prevalent. Most speedy mons aren't even on the ground. Don't. Are you really gonna bring up Trick Room Vic, bro?
Trick Room Victini, let's go.
Not real.
I'd be happy to see it, but
That'd be
no,
really funny.
It's not good. Offense again. These teams are getting ranked high. The offense is impeccable.
Yeah.
Pivoting is pretty good, but I feel like it's missing a lot of key like supporting items. Removal is piss poor.
Poople's awful.
Yeah, removal's very poor. I like Blissey here a lot.
I do too. Yeah.
I think teleport as well as wish both go a long way for this team.
It really kind of wants to run that on the same.
Yes, I agree. I agree with Jake. That's a good way. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's just the lack of sweepers.
Yeah.
SD Mawile isn't even a sweeper.
No, it's not. It's a fucking tremendous breaker,
Here's what I would say
though.
to that purpose. I think Finny is an impeccable mon. I think it's a good sweeper. I also think that Finny can't run any set except for just defensive on this team because it's forced into it.
Yeah, I kind of agree
And
with
if it
that.
runs anything but that, then their team is going to get absolutely fucked over by a ton of mons,
Yes.
especially fightings.
I'm laughing at the Mega Mall Hoopa Graplock as the three best breakers in the game.
True. It's very true.
Very true.
That's a good take, honestly. I'm here for it.
Best take we've heard all night.
True.
Pickavolt can also get Stone Edge and Toxic, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we're ready to move on to second.
Yep.
Sure.
JK, I love this team.
Yeah,
This is a
but
very
it's less
cool pull
common.
team, honestly.
And Finny's significantly fatter. JK? I ranked this team super low, I remember.
Yeah, and so did
definitely-
Kron.
I was way too harsh on it. I think this is a good team. I'm going to voice my two complaints now just to get them out of the way. Wait, is this the team that I had those two complaints for, or is this something else?
I think it was something else. I think you ranked this at 2.
Oh shit.
pretty
Alright, yeah, my
sure.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I entirely mixed you up with another team. Sorry, JK. Love you. Yes, okay. Reset. Ignoring the move freeze dry. I like the defense. The defense here is pretty good. Then you remember the move freeze dry does exist, and anything that has it's gonna have a field day.
Yep.
Uh,
Kirim goes wild.
yeah, true.
That's true.
Silvally normal is good enough where I'm not going to complain about ghosts, but you're on thin ice, buddy.
You're on very thin ice.
Removal is not great. Skarm doesn't love defog. Silvally is, so if Silvally gets shafted into running defog every week, no, like Silvally normal with defog every week, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
As again, it's a very effective defogger.
I feel like
I
Silvally
literally brought up
Fairy
Skarm.
could be good here. Silvally Fairy, Silvally Dark, I think could be really good here. Oh, did I die?
Skarm is a piss poor defogger. As someone who's run mono defog Skarm, I said this already, but it does not enjoy
I
it.
feel like it always wants different moves. Or it wants the option to run different moves for sure.
All right, I think we can wrap it up. You know, loses to Kieran, bad removal.
Yeah, very.
Check him off. There we
Easy,
go.
easy.
He did it.
Move on to first.
Alright.
Yeah, first.
I was kidding. But
First place.
First place is Dact. This
maybe I think we use Skarm very
Base.
differently, my friend, and that is not a bad thing towards you. I just think that no, Skarm needs like Roost, Whirlwind, Body Press, Hazards, Brave Bird, way too much shit. I said spikes, I think, but thank you, Goose. Yeah, spikes. Spikes are important. Yeah, Skarm defog is not what you want to run on it, in my opinion.
Alright, let's talk about Dact real quick.
Dact with that
I
round.
Not my. All right, Dact, big Dact. Fun
Dact
team.
Big
with
guy.
that round 8 Spectrier.
Good.
That-
Horrendous mon, but it's pretty well supported here.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Spec Buzzwole specifically is pretty good.
I love
And
Buzzwole on this team.
Oh, I absolutely adore Buzzwole with this. Wow.
Yeah.
No, like I think Buzz like fits everything together pretty well.
Like, I think it's arguably a little bit Fire Weak, but when you have Chomp, Wash, and Nihi, I don't think it's that big a problem.
Yeah.
And like I guess you can't really call Filter Mega Aggron a fire like check, but like it at least helps in a sense.
Ghost Spam is problematic outside of Goon, which is a very good mon, but it also folds to coverage. The Wish users are very bad for Mega Aggron, but I don't think it's a huge issue.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be much.
Rotom Wash is running defog every single week, but you know, it's not the worst use of it. Defog Rotom Wash is a really good set, so
Yeah.
Yep.
You can typically get away with like defog Volt Switch.
very
Pump,
true. This is a
Killer.
this is
Yeah,
a
it's
pretty
fun.
Kyurem weak team. Scarf Kyurem in particular is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Comfy does exist, and Comfy's a very good mon, so.
Mega Aggron should be taking Earth Powers to the face.
True. Let's see here.
I want to see Illumise come every week for the defog.
True.
Illumise, bro.
Illumisa.
If there's one complaint I had, which is weird on a team to say about a team with Rotom Wash, I don't like the pivoting particularly. Especially with a lot of mons that don't have the most
that's
reliable
true.
of recovery, like Aggron and Nihilego.
I
With
feel
no
like
wish.
this team would get so much benefit from having better pivots.
Yep.
I guess I don't really truly count Azelf. Do I want to count Azelf as a good pivot? I don't even know. I don't think it's an inherently bad pivot, but like just kind of wants to be doing its own thing. Yeah, exactly. Does want U-turn specifically with Scarf, yeah. Very true. And otherwise, it kind of might struggle to get in things like Chomp, getting Buzzwole, getting Nihi, getting Obstagoon, get Spec. All things that really profit with good pivoting.
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
Let's finish this
Let's
off.
finish
One
off.
more.
Calm Mind Division. This Blacephalon's definitely using
I
Calm
think it's
Mind.
time for a speed
Seems very
run.
good.
I think it is
Yeah.
very my time for a speed run. Okay, 16th, Texas Man.
Yeah, I think this was
boy.
unanimously 16.
This was unanimously
Yeah.
16. This is
This was the
Seems
only
fucking
unanimous
wacky,
decision.
holy.
Only unanimous decision ever. What is it with people in drafting weird fucking Lele teams?
Lele
Yeah,
Lop
that's
is
very true.
ooh. Then there's there's a Poltergeist on the screen. There's a Masquerade on my screen.
I like Poltergeist more than Mask. I mean, Poltergeist is well supported here with Lele Lop to break darks.
This
I
team.
wouldn't deny that.
So okay, wait. I do know the story about this team. If you look them all up, all of the Pokemon on the team had the Dex number 8 in them. So this is a meme
That's the
team.
joke. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, it doesn't change Aleki is the only effective removal.
This doesn't change.
Hilarious. Why?
And
All of it.
literally,
And Aleki is honestly super bad
every
here. I
every
don't like Aleki at
non-grounded
all in this team.
every non-masquerade mon is grounded as well on a team with Stakataka and Salazzle. So ground is like just vibing, absolutely vibing on
Oh
this team.
yeah.
Not really an effective bulky water. I'm guessing. Okay, let's pause. This is hyper offense.
This is immensely
lie about
hyper
that.
offense.
So if we want to complain about the defense, there's not that much fruit to it, but the problem is what type of hyper offense it is. There's a lot of mons here that aren't necessarily the most effective on hyper offense, such as, in my opinion, at least Salazzle and Zarude don't fit the build super well.
I agree. I think they are good Pokemon in their own right. I just don't think they really fit here that well.
I think, yeah, the screens and the hazards for a hyper offense team are pretty piss poor. Yeah, Lele with Fake Out and Azumarill Aqua Jet and Zygarde 10 Extreme Speed. So Lele is cock blocking like 4 different mons here.
Yeah. Oh god, no, like
It's just
Lele blocking fucking Drum Azumarill Aqua Jet is so shit.
so it's just a team. It's a team with a lot of strong pieces on it that has the potential to do very well just because of how strong those pieces are, but they don't support each other at all. Like this team's actively fighting
No.
itself. It's like in a fist fight that it's losing to its own mons.
Constant battle.
Okay, we ready for 15th?
Yep.
Alright, 15th.
Yeah.
Iron Man!
This team is fucking weird.
This team is very weird. I remember Endless
I
saying
don't
he
hate
thought
it, but like
I remember Endless saying he thought this was like the best team. Like
no.
during drafting. Or like he's
That's
like
probably because Endless saw Gloking on it. and
probably
Gloking is goated.
rounds.
Loking-
Wait,
I think Loking makes this so much better.
I think
but-
we need to address that there is still a Victini on that.
Hey, yo.
There's still a whole ass Victini on this board.
That's
Nice,
crazy.
dude.
We love to see it. Someone draft Victini right now.
And there's a round 4 Slowking here, Slowking Galar. So
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Oh, okay.
no.
Spoiler alert.
No one ever saw. No one saw that.
Spoiler. Yeah. I think this team is alright. I don't know. It's just something's just off about it. I guess that's all I can really
If
say.
you want to have Mega Pidgeot and Slowking Galar, you want to have removal. And this team really
Yeah,
has
and the
Lando T,
removal,
dude.
the removal is Lando T and your Mega Pidgeot, which you don't want to run default with at all. So yeah, the hazards are all right. I think they're pretty good. I think this team
The rocks
might
are good, yeah.
this team would enjoy some spikes. But the rockers
like-
are pretty reliable.
I really, really like Shaman on this roster. That's a compliment that I'm happy to give.
I do too.
Shaman is a mon that just beats bulky waters essentially, and that's like half of what it does. That and grounds, and grounds and bulky waters are mons that really can be problematic otherwise. So,
Yeah.
props where props are due for
I would
that.
say lesser so grounds with a Dracovish, but I think it definitely helps.
Oh, I'm more
Especially,
about having Gloking and T-Tar, but yes.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just saying Dracovish and Shaman also help phenomenally for those two.
Sure.
Yeah,
14th.
let's get it.
We're grinding through.
Yeah,
Let's go.
14th
We're
is
grinding through it.
Toroku. Again, why is there a
Look.
mega miniature on my screen?
Yeah, this was interesting. Very interesting
Mega
Zygarde
Manectric, I
team.
get why it was drafted. I also don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So I think Toroku was like pick 7, and he chose Zygarde 50.
Zygarde 50 has things.
I feel like
Mhm.
it's not worth pick 7. I feel like there were better things on the board,
Yes.
such as a
The
22.
the 100 to 130 speed gap is bad. It's especially bad because
Yeah.
Rachi and Volcarona don't even run speed. Like anything
Yeah.
below 130 speed just doesn't run speed half the time. Yes, this team does lose.
I
pretty
do like the 3 mons above base 130. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that
But,
none of them are
like-
coming to half the games. Crobat's great, but like it's
Yeah.
it's not
Crobat,
the most spammable thing in the
Crobat's
world.
probably coming to like 4 games max.
I think Crobat's gonna get forced to come to a lot of games here.
Probably. You don't want to force it to come to a lot of games. It's the problem.
How is it that there is not a single usable Scarfer? Well, no, my Jirachi exists. Sorry,
Jirachi,
there's
yep.
one
Yeah.
good Scarfer on this team.
Well, I
Pardon me,
mean,
Kurt, was about to say something I regretted.
Zygarde is kind of a Scarfer
No.
sometimes.
Zygarde is not strong enough to be a good Scarfer.
No,
I'm
the
sorry.
only choice item you're running on Zygarde is ban. Thank you very much.
Scarf Tangrowth?
No, get out of here. No.
I like having Wish alongside Suicune.
let's just run Scarf of Celigor.
True, very true.
I do like Wish. Yeah, like you were saying, Suicune helps that out, not force it to rest.
They have
I do like it with something, I guess, like Volcarona, if it doesn't want to run Roost. That could potentially help.
this team has Zygarde team syndrome where the rockers are not good. It's Rachi, but
Yeah.
Rachi shouldn't be doing rocking. Well, shouldn't be rocking constantly.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Hopefully.
want to be rocking, especially with this.
I will say this team has some U-turners for sure.
It certainly has
Mhm.
the U-turners of all time.
It does.
In fact, this is the team of all time.
Yeah,
dare say.
true. This should have been ranked first.
I think
True.
that this is probably going to get played like stall, and
Probably.
that's the only mode it really has. But it's not like it's like non-committal stall.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Let's move
Next.
on.
Alright. Moving on.
Let's move on to number 13, which is Edward.
Ooh.
Round 2, Mega Kanga.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Goated shit.
So, as someone that loves Torn T teams, this is not one of them.
This is not
What the fuck? What is
such
this?
a bad Torn T team.
This is probably my least favorite Torn T team I've seen in my life.
That is a fair.
That's a fair assessment, yeah.
Yeah.
It is accurate, even.
I'm just like honestly puzzled by a lot of this.
Me too.
A weird ass fucking team.
Yeah.
On paper, it's hard to dissect what's wrong with it. But I mean, like, there's shitty rockers. It doesn't support Torn particularly well. There's not that many. There's not many amazing threats. Torn is the only super notable special attacking mon. I know Rotom Frost, but like, come on.
It's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's just a very strangely put together team.
Yeah.
Grimmsnarl is there. Grimmsnarl is like a good fairy and dark on like generally hyper offensive builds. This is definitely
This
not
is
that.
not one.
Yeah.
I guess screens could help with some shit like plot torn or SD's Subulipede, I guess.
I think this is
Or
trying to
even
keep
or even
balance,
into
but they forgot.
the fabled belly drum Darm, but
Yeah.
but like I don't really see Grimmsnarl as that good of a fairy or a dark. It just kind of I don't really see it as really fitting into either of those roles inherently. It's just kind of there.
Steelix has to do so much work for this team as basically its solo response to most rock types and also to
flying
most
for
fairy
the
types.
most part.
And you never want Steelix to be doing that much work for you.
Yeah, no, you never do.
It's
Maybe
still,
that's why it was drafted round 6. I don't know.
Maybe.
true. They were very sure about it.
Hmm.
I do actually like Scully on this team. I like the hazards.
Yeah.
I think Spikes with like Darm maybe can do something, but
Hmm. I
it's,
agree.
Yeah.
it's hard to describe this team. It's just fucking weird.
I
Mhm.
agree. Yep. Very
All
weird.
right.
Maybe
Yeah.
move on to 12th.
Yeah.
12th
On my turn.
is Will.
Another very interesting team.
Based Ghastly pick.
I don't hate this team at all.
True.
I do not hate this team at all. I just think some aspects of it are
I think-
rather a bit unique.
I think Kron ranked it low, and that's why it's down so far down.
That would make sense.
Let me see.
I don't know where I ranked it. Probably
I didn't.
middle.
I didn't rank it.
Yes.
Yeah, I ranked it low, but not as low as
So Kron ranked it 14. Hayes ranked it 12, and you ranked it 6. Chungus.
Yeah.
6? I don't know. I don't know if I put it that high, but this is a
This is something. I don't
it's a
think
team.
It's
It is
bad,
the team
yeah.
of all time. It has threats. It's it has a lot of threats that you have to be prepped for, but it feels like the offense isn't strong enough to justify a decently flimsy defensive core.
Yeah. I think the defensive core isn't inherently flimsy. It just falls to fire types for the most part.
Yes, it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty decently fiery. Blastoise is a good mon. I just
Also, it
don't know if it
works,
would
yeah.
what
It's
to play.
just
I like
yeah.
this. I like setup toys. I just don't think Blastoise works on this team because on a team like this, you're gonna have to run a fat water every week, and toys is
Yeah.
pretty mid when it comes to that.
It's
Um,
gonna it's definitely gonna struggle in that role.
Your real fastest.
Especially when it
Oh,
could want to have a good shell smash matchup, but
yeah.
this team baits the fuck out of Scarfers, which is a blessing and a curse. The blessing part is that a lot of mons can abuse that, and you can deal with a lot of threats a little bit easier that way. The curse part is that you're just gonna get your ass beat by a lot of Scarfers because you
yeah.
can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, Heliolisk being your fastest outside of, DOS is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Not good into ice types, of course, 'cause that's like
Kirim
Of
Kirim
course.
go
has
Burr.
to be pointed out. Yes, Kirim do go Bear.
Yes.
I think most psychic types have the coverage to also decimate the shit out of this team.
Yeah, they
Like,
do.
if someone has if someone plays a Lele really well, like and predicts stuff, then they're just gonna be able to nuke
I
through.
could say like Lele with just stabs focus blast does really well.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all ready for 11th?
I'm ready.
Which is Muse the best.
I think this team is really interesting on paper. I
There's a Decus
don't
do
think
I. What
there's
else can
inherently
you ask
too
for?
much wrong with it, I guess. I think it will have issues though.
I think Mega Mawile paired with Mew is really weird. Because normally when you grab Mew,
I honestly think it's fine.
I personally, from what I've seen with Mew, it's better to have a faster Mega as your breaker. It'll probably work out fine in the end. But
Yeah.
like as a personal thing, I feel like it's just better to have something faster. Like I know this is really basic, but Mega Arrow, works really well with Mew. Pokemon like that. I think this team's bulk, Porygon 2, Tentacruel, Seisma, is pretty weird. I feel like, because Deca
It's alright at best.
I like
Deca.
I think
Well, go on.
size decision not size decision wise. Size Tenta is like somehow a pretty solid pairing. Actually, I do quite like that. I think the
Yeah.
bulk in this team and the offense both function pretty decently well. I think my biggest problem just comes in like some of the lower tier picks. I don't see
Like an
too
Orbeetle.
big a purpose for them. I think
Yeah.
this team does struggle to break bulky waters just the littlest bit. I know Mawile can just break anything, but
And
there's
Zerkatry
not like
can,
there's
but
not
I
really a
don't really think
designated.
Zerkatry's not something that's going to
Yeah, that's the
switch in
trouble
on
with
the water and
Circuitry.
then break it.
I'll say special coverage on this team is kind of bad because Zerkatry is like realistically the only big special mon, and
Yeah.
that's not coming every week.
You might want to run Special Infernape with this.
Yeah.
Honestly. I don't know.
I would say that's probably a good idea. Maybe that was the whole thought process, run special Infernape, but
Yeah. Alright.
I think this is a good team.
I think it's
I think
enough.
It seems
I
very
do.
weird, but it's a good team.
Yeah.
I think wait, Chungus, you're the one who ranked it so low. What do you mean?
Did I?
You ranked it 15th.
Did it 15th? Holy shit. Well,
15.
all right. Well,
Chungus was
I
on
did it.
some shit.
I'm so good at these fucking rankings, bro. I can't remember where I ranked anything.
Alright, let's move on to 10th, which is XNDRX.
What happens when you don't take any notes for anything?
True.
T-Wolf, don't call me out. Things have only
Yo,
gotten worse
I
from the
love
start. You think
Megaton.
there might be a reason.
This
guy.
team's breaking potential is non-existent other than darn Gene Conkelder and I guess Mega Beedrill.
Mega Beedrill, yeah.
But even then, those
I
Pokemon...
mean, honestly, that's good enough most of the time.
I don't know. I also don't like this
Not on the
140...
special side.
I-
There's no special breakers on this team.
I don't like this 145 to 95 drop either.
Nor do I. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like this team's gonna have a real hard time breaking teams, though. I feel like any team with a good, like, backbone in terms of defense is gonna beat this team pretty easily. I could be wrong, though. The player could just be absolute cracked.
Yeah.
Methinks Gliscor as your only rocker is sad for Gliscor.
Pretty bad,
It
yeah.
is very sad for Gliscor.
F in the
I,
chat for
I-
Glis.
Don't think you needed another defogger.
No,
We-
there's a few
Jesus
defoggers.
fucking
As in like
Christ.
half the good defoggers on the board.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's 6 defoggers
Uh,
here.
I mean, I guess it's alright with Gliscor being your only rocker, because rocks will not be up.
I will literally Venmo this person like $150 if they draft that and then only use Beedrill for removal. I am ready to do
I
that.
love that so
I
much.
don't like the only rock resist being Conkelder.
Gliscor is effectively a rock resist.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I think the classic like fighting type bullshit coverage of like ice punch and rock move and a strong fighting move can
Go
really do
Burr,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know they have Gliscor Finny Core, so fightings aren't like the biggest problem in the world. Don't call me out for that. But like, it's just I think a lot of common coverage can be pretty annoying.
You said this team could use more removal.
True.
I agree with that entirely.
Where are the 6 rapid spinners? What the fuck?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, they saw that Dharma was weak to hazards, and they were like, okay, I get the assignment. So I guess we'll say that they support B and Darmwell because sure, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, B is just going to be pressing U-turn most of the time, so that's its one job in most leagues.
I think that, yeah, I think this team has some sleeper hits, and may perform well. I think that Finny Conk is a huge L, but it's
True.
workable.
It's fine. Probably. I don't fucking know.
Y'all ready to move on to 9?
You pronounce it
yeah.
Extendergs.
Huh?
Extenders.
I was answering the chat.
Exender?
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. Move on to 9th, which is Meta Knight.
Some weird mons on here.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Miltank like? Why wasn't Miltank taken early?
It's a great question, honestly.
Yeah, it should have been taken like round 5.
Round 5, round 6, yeah.
True. Why is there a charge bug mixed in there?
Yeah, why is there Charger Bug before?
Edgequake fucks with this team quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of the worst I've
Oh,
seen
boy.
so far with that.
When Mega Gallade is your like main rock resist and I guess Empoleon, yeah, you're gonna go get bird.
Yeah.
Zapdos
And I
is
don't
another
truly
mon.
count Empoleon as being a good rock resist
Empoleon is your only
90% of rocks
get
run.
earthquake.
Yeah.
Empoleon as your only flying resist is just
I was gonna say
bad.
any flying that can hit Empoleon, which is most of them, especially since it doesn't have recovery.
This is gonna be like the one team the
Mhm.
Torn T team has fun with.
Yeah.
I like there's reliable rockers. I really
Yes.
like some of this offense. Like Mega Glade,
Same.
Greninja, Mamoswine, Haxorus, Shandy. Good fucking luck, bro. Answering that, I mean. But it
Mhm.
also it's low on pivots, so it's hard to get a lot of that
It's-
in. So you're gonna have to be
Yeah.
very careful. It's not fat enough to justify the lack of pivots, is how I'd put it.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why I put it where I did. Like, I guess you can try clicking buttons with this team. It's just that a lot of common things, especially like priority, like
Yeah.
a Scizor would
And the
mess
button
with this
clicking will
team.
probably work to an extent, but like once you, I guess if you get to that extent, you'll kind of struggle with this a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Good enough for me.
Let's move on. And let's move on to number 8, which is me.
Whoa.
Is it?
Lando Izera, that's kind of cool.
Ooh. I
Crazy.
don't even remember. Did I take notes for this team? I sure hope so. Nope. Great.
Nope.
Nice.
Sorry in advance, Frosty. I'll try it. I'll hit you up with something.
Frosty,
something will be
Frosty, I
said.
have a question.
Yes.
Do you like Mega Steelix rocks every single week?
No, I
All the
don't.
time?
Look,
Yeah,
look,
alright.
look. Like, at that point, I really didn't have anything else I could do.
Yeah, that's fair. I do really like the top 4. I think those are all pretty
That's a
solid mons,
very
honestly.
fun. The speed tiers and the offense that they cover for each other is pretty darn
Yeah.
cool.
Because I'm
And
bad, Jake.
this team beats the bulky waters that threaten a lot of its mons, like the Zero Rotomo.
Yeah. I'm gonna be dead ass. I
keeps
think
it.
Frostlass fits fantastically on this team.
I can agree with that.
Uh-huh.
I think the biggest thing that stood out to me is that if you don't bring Frostlass or like Still Valley Ghost, Banded CC just like demolishes this shit.
Ooh, yeah.
It's just gone.
That's true.
And Vape is a good mon, but it also has 4 move slot syndrome a lot. And you're putting a shit ton of weight on its shoulders, which I think could be problematic potentially.
Yeah, I think the defensive core is alright. I think it can definitely get messed with though, and then limit some aspects of you like playing with this. So
Not
it's definitely workable. There's just
definitely, for sure.
yeah.
Not a bad team. I think Rillaboom fucks this team up.
Yeah, I've been told that.
Yeah. It's not many teams are grass weak, but this one somehow is.
No, this one gets
I
fucked
guess
up by Rillaboom.
I mean you can like run Still Valley Flying, but that gets abused pretty. Whatever. I'm not trying to prep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring a pretty hard check for that. That's gonna be a hard fight for me. I don't think I fight the Gorilla team though. I could be wrong.
That's a win right there. Hell yeah.
Rillaboom takes U-turn half the time anyway. They also have a Cinderace, which doesn't switch in, but yeah.
I specifically asked Juke if I should change anything, and he said nah.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
it's fun. I think
Yeah,
it'll work. It'll work.
Fun is a nice word.
Fun is a yes.
Yeah.
I love the top 4.
Oh yeah, you'll have fun with it. I should hope so.
Move on to
Alright,
7. Green Llama.
I think this seems interesting. I think it's cool. I think Mega Dia Zap Hippo Sand is pretty cool.
I think Holy Freeze Dry Week Batman. If
Yeah,
if they have
holy
primary,
freeze
they
dry.
have
I think Jellicent into Freeze Dry is typically alright.
I think
a lot of.
No.
Oh, sorry. I was also gonna say I think Shaman is a godsend. Yeah, Kirum week.
Yeah.
Shaman is a godsend in terms of this team is pretty toxic week. I know it has
Mhm.
Excadrill. I know it has Mega Diancie, but still, Zapdos, Hippowdon, Incin, those types of, and Como, they all sort of bait toxics pretty fiercely. For a team, as it's on the slow side, but then there aren't very many great Scarfers in my opinion, which isn't great
No,
for
there's
a team
not.
that's clearly focusing a lot more on offense than it is defense.
I can see that. I just think the options this team has are pretty solid, at least.
Yes. Oh, this is a very, very workable team.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, again, Shaman somehow pulling all the weight in the world here, because I was about to complain about Waters, but they do have a
Yeah.
Zapdos.
I think
Zapdos typically helps.
I think Duison is an extremely based pick here.
Duosion, he's kind of cool. I like
Duison
Yeah,
is very
well,
yeah.
to be fair,
A
Jake,
homie.
I don't think Hippowdon and Como and Dia, they all live freeze dries, but
Yeah, though Ensign definitely it
Instin's
doesn't beat the freeze dry earth power Kyurem, but well,
it beats a
it
lot of
might
other mons.
beats most. Yeah.
I think Instin's probably honestly better here for ghosts, which it is really effective against. All right,
Ready?
onward. Next.
Number 6, which is Matrix.
Oh, I didn't get to bitch about what no wish. Okay, Matrix. How did I miss that?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Megas's Kyurem Prim already is pretty solid,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Seems on
I
the
think
slow
from
side.
there, that's just gonna work. Yeah, it is definitely slow.
I think this is what I would call a solid team. It's
Yeah.
not the bulkiest, it's not the strongest, it's not really the fastest, but it just has solid all-around options. Defog being Thunderous and Mega Scizor isn't ideal, but Mega Scizor is insanely reliable, so it's not a real problem. I just don't like seeing Mega Sizz have to run Defog every week. Probopass should go jump off a cliff. It is worthless, and seeing it on my screen makes me mad.
To be fair, Probopass is 1 point in this league.
That's too expensive.
True.
Literally.
True.
It is far too expensive.
It is 6 points too expensive.
Put it in -5. Give you 5 points.
Give you 5 points if you grab Probopass.
Good idea. Oh, nice voice crack. Probopass would be fine if the team had trouble breaking steals, but it just doesn't.
Just straight up doesn't at all.
It can delete steals just fine. Although I will say no fighting is a pretty weird choice.
I agree.
Because a strong fighting would like round 4 Azelf, dude. You could have made that like probably like a Mienshao or something.
Yeah, you definitely could have. I think that would have been great.
But since Azelf is their speed cap, I guess whatever. They made their choices. I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Yeah.
I think that's about all I have for that.
Talk about.
Yeah, it's just kind of a pretty decent all-around team.
Yep. All right, we're gonna move on to 5th.
Gaming 5th.
5th is Harv.
I'm so proud to be the one who dragged down this ranking.
Yeah.
This is the one I was talking about earlier. I was wrong. I think it got ranked 2nd by 2 other people, and then 14th or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the team that I had the problems with. On paper, so many good mons, solid team.
Cool. I think literally, if this was just like maybe the top 5, I think it would have been solid. I think from there, I think it's just
this team hard fell off. And say it with me, guys. I'm gonna say a bunch of shit I've said before because a lot of teams are super similar, but very Ice Week, piss poor removal. And the removal would be Talonflame Comfy isn't the worst removal I've seen, but here's the big problem with that is this team is almost entirely grounded, and a lot of the mons really hate stuff, especially spikes.
Beige has a great point. He
I'm
has
guessing
a
He has a
I'm
Munchlax.
assuming that's the only
yeah.
reason Munchlax
He
was
has a
drafted.
thick fat Munchlax.
Yeah.
Baby.
That's why it was drafted, but like
Fuck yeah.
it's
It's a
Munchlax is
Munchlax.
very abusable.
Yeah.
Cool. This team is also like ground weak very heavily. I guess Ferrothorn's there, but
Mhm.
still.
Nah, Ferrothorn.
Nah,
Nah.
Ferrothorn can face tank a lot, but especially no, Ferrothorn
It's not gonna take
isn't as
repeated
consistent as
hits
you'd
at
think.
all. It's
No,
never gonna want to
on
take
the plus
repeated
side,
hits.
the offense is crazy good. Speed tiers are
Yeah.
incredible. I love Milotic. I'll give that thing props. Milotic and Comfy are based mons, so is Munchlax.
Truth.
There are a lot of based mons on this team actually.
A lot of base, yeah.
I just think it's
Ace,
I personally
Dragapult,
thought it was
Nidoking.
I thought it was less than the sum of its parts. I thought it was a lot of good mons that didn't necessarily do enough together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'd agree with it, yeah. Alright, then we move on to fourth.
Yep.
Yep.
Fourth is T-Wolf.
I didn't bring up Kirim for the record. T-Wolf, okay.
T-Wolf. This team was
This
very
Interesting.
interesting.
this team got bashed on in the other PRs.
Need I say it?
This
I don't know how I got
team-
this high. I don't think
I don't
hope
either. I voted
Yeah.
this way
Oh, what
lower
the
than
fuck? I put it super high.
everyone
My bad,
else.
guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'll accept that L. I'll accept that L. But
I mean,
I guess
triple terrain is pretty funny. I guess. I mean, I think it's all right. I think
there
top
is.
6 probably wants to come the most games.
Yeah, I think this is a team where you really have to focus on what it does effectively because if you look at it like just by statistically, it's like shit, this is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like you could take the easy way out and bring up the ice weakness, but effectively Blissey, Skarm, and Weezing beat pretty much every ice out there. I guess Kirim, like sub Kirim, can mess up
Yeah.
Blissey potentially, but sub toxic freeze dry roost can actually kind of wreck shop. I lied. Never mind. We're taking it back.
True.
Kirim does beat the team, but that's that's every team, so whatever. Same old, same old.
130 to
I think the
100
pieces
is.
of this are all right though.
So I watched the other PRs and I kind of agree. It feels like they went from like balanced to stall.
Yeah, they hard hit
Yeah, I
both.
agree. They just did the
Offense-
flip flop.
Offense is a mixed ass bag here.
Yeah.
And it makes the speed tiers super weird. Setup is obviously like incredible, one of the best,
Yeah.
groups of setup mons in the div with some decent breaking.
Yeah. I think it might want a better way of. I don't really view Skarmory Weezing as great ways of breaking fairies in any regard.
No, it's shit against fairies.
And
I do respect the team.
I think it definitely wants that, especially with Zardax. Now, I think otherwise, Zardax can literally just spam fire moves with Coco Rillaboom.
They
So
support by breaking waters and grounds for it. They support Zardax pretty much. I will give them that. Definitely. And Quag is a darn solid mon. Sorry, my cat startled me.
True.
I think that this team, the reason I ranked it this high, I'm hoping, is that this is a team that functionally is, despite how strange it may seem, that functionally that seems much better than you might think. Because I feel like
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
few teams can wall the 4 offensive mons, and a lot of teams, especially in D4, where a lot of teams struggle with good bulk, a lot of teams are going to struggle breaking the defense as well. So
Mhm.
even if it's a little bit disjointed, I think it's a good team.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Third is Ninjak.
You're right, Jake, but I also, for the record, didn't say that team was Ice Week. It's been like the first this whole div. So
True.
big gains here today. New ground being broken. Okay. Let's deal with this.
I think this team's pretty cool.
This is a
I ain't gonna
cool
lie.
team. That's a good way of putting it in general. Cool ass team.
Cool ass team, top
Yeah.
6. That's a fucking crazy
Yeah.
top 6. I ain't gonna lie.
Love the speed tiers. I love the way the threats mix with each other. I think the bulk could use work, but I think it's workable.
Yeah, the bulk could definitely. Yeah. What on this team wants to switch into ghost types?
I don't
None.
know. They have an entire. Well, they do.
There's a Mega Aldino.
They do have an
True, but
Audino.
They have the best Dragapult check.
Gengar kind of fucks this team, but
Yeah, actually, yeah. Gengar is a 6-0, but most other Mons can.
mhm,
They can handle most other things.
Yeah.
yeah. I just think Gladius, Stila, Rotom Wash is pretty strong, and then you pair that with a Spectre Terrakion pairing. Also,
Rack spec is so good, and then you combine it with
yeah.
Steel. Adios. Those are two like strong mini cores that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done being positive. Let's get rid of
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
All right.
Pet removal.
Let's get out.
There we go. That's a complaint.
Yep. All right, you ready?
Mid pivoting.
Mid pivoting, yeah.
Removal. There you go. Mid
Very
pivoting, mid
mid,
removal.
Yeah.
very mid pivoting. I don't care. The pieces are all right.
Yeah, it's not fat enough where I definitely think more pivoting would be good, but like whatever.
Yeah,
Fine.
whatever.
I'll live with it.
All right, go.
Second is Rainbow Sheet.
I liked this team until why was the sun needed, and where did the Blacephalon come from?
This is a funny team, and I like
Very
it.
funny.
This is a funny team.
Very funny. These pieces are again like a puzzle. They all don't.
If any game with this team lasts more than 10 turns, I'll be
They-
freaking shocked.
If they win a game that lasts over 10 turns, I'd be shocked.
Garchomp, Sun Heatran, Mienshao, Mega Arrow, Sun Venu, Gardevoir, Sun Blisef. There's literally no team in existence that doesn't fold like a fucking chair.
This is
Yeah.
Best-
hyper offense.
Yes, and it is. I personally love this hyper offense.
I'm a big composer of something like Scolipede with this team. I don't know why I said composer. I don't give a shit.
You're
I think
fine.
Chomp, Mega Arrow, Mienshao all do so good with Spike Seer.
Yeah, the setting is bad. The removal is piss poor. The
Yeah.
pivoting is like genuinely. Well, no, they have a slow growing.
Triple fire types is fucking fire. Pun intended. I don't
based.
care.
So fucking based.
Based fire team. Let's go.
Because they can back it up. That's what's cool about it.
True.
They don't have the great. I will say this team is really fucking Edgequake weak, but they have a Slowbro. And even if Slowbro is carrying the weight of the entire universe on its shoulders, I think
It's
it
the
can handle it.
This
It can handle
team,
it.
this team dies to ghost spam.
Slowbro has a single move. It'll be clicking all
Sure.
season, and it doesn't even matter. It'll do well with it.
It does in fact die to ghost spam. That's very
That it does.
true.
Like this,
Fortunately, they have a Blacephalon.
they have
They have said fuck it.
fuck it.
Son.
We ball.
Fuck it, son, baby. Let's go.
This 77 to 30 speed drop is amazing.
If they can keep up
True.
momentum against whatever team decides to run Scarf Spec or Spec versus this, then they'll do okay. They do well.
Yeah.
If they force it to run Scarf, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Even if they
That's a
can't beat
plus.
Scarf Spec, that's a plus. You know.
You lose to fucking Ghastly. That's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, I think the fact that Scarf Spec is fast enough to beat pretty much everything on this team, including Venu and Sun. That's the
Yeah.
bigger problem, but that's one
That
mon.
was a big problem, yeah.
But yeah, most other I think like even Gengar they can deal with pretty decently.
Mm-hmm. They definitely have options.
Yeah, like Garchomp and Heatran aren't the worst thing in the world, and everything
Yeah.
everything on their team can one-shot Gengar, so
Yep.
that's
And
helpful.
I feel like Gengar probably gets into the predicament of like I feel like it might have to just make good predictions. If it does, it probably wins, but like it still has to make predictions.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I think we should get on number one.
We're ready for
Let's
number one?
round it
For
out.
the
I think
most
people.
Unbased coach of the entire league, Robo.
I think we gave pick one
I
first
think he's
place
pretty based.
like 4 times.
Nah, Robo is
This is
extremely
quite
cringe.
simply what I wanted my Urshifu team to be, but it was not at all.
This is simply just a fun team.
It looks very fun,
Yeah.
yes.
Maybe it's because it caters to all my interests, but
This,
it like
this is
it has
what I wanted my Urshifu team to be
Look.
before I saw the fucking late round like
You-
Excadron Necro.
it just has everything I want in a team, man.
Yeah,
You like-
Like
honestly.
slightly like the removal could use a tiny bit of work. Sure, T spikes would
Mhm.
be kind of cool, but like who cares? It's a good
It's
team.
cool.
You see that
So
Metagross
good.
right there? See that Metagross? I'm the reason that Metagross happened.
I think
Hell
Metagross
yeah.
has a solid niche. I think this team is arguably one of the best first place teams. Like this was one of my favorite teams that I got to look at. Like
Same.
it's just such a collection of really fucking good mons that work together so well.
Yeah.
Robo is extremely unbased. You're right, Goose.
True.
Cringe
Even
coach.
even the most unbased among us. I'm not saying among us. Fuck. Even the most unbased out there can
God damn
truly
it.
can truly hold something together.
True.
And that's the lesson of the day.
All right. How'd y'all like PRs, everyone? Probably, they
It
probably.
was an event.
After about 90 minutes to 2 hours in, I may be on a few substances. and
Let's see how long my
I
video
wouldn't say-
was.
Little bit of
say-
stuff.
Ah!
I gave up.